My child, stop scrolling. This is not casual. When I say, I'm sorry, but it's over, I am not speaking to your curiosity, I am speaking to your heart. You have felt it coming. You have sensed the shift. And today, I am asking you to face what you have been avoiding. Stay with me. Do not click away when it gets uncomfortable. Do not silence this voice when it touches the place you've kept hidden. What I am about to say will settle something inside you that has been restless for far too long. Listen closely. Lean in. Because by the end of this message, you will not be standing where you started, and what you choose next will matter more than you realize. My child, I want you to sit with me here for a while. I know the exact moment your heart began to understand that something was slipping away. You didn't say it out loud at first. You tried to explain it away. You told yourself it was just another rough patch, just stress, just miscommunication. But deep inside you felt the change. You felt the warmth cool. You felt the closeness thin out. You noticed how conversations no longer felt safe the way they once did. And you kept trying to fix it quietly, hoping if you adjusted yourself enough, it would return to what it used to be. You carried that awareness alone. You smiled when others were watching. You kept functioning. You kept showing up. But inside, you were tired. You were tired of pretending you didn't see what you clearly saw. You were tired of carrying hope that felt heavier each day. I watched you wrestle with it at night. I saw how your thoughts circled back to the same questions. You wondered if you were imagining it. You wondered if you were being too sensitive. You even questioned your own discernment. And through all of that, I was with you. I wasn't distant. I wasn't ignoring you. I was letting you come to clarity gently because I knew that if I forced the truth too quickly, your heart would resist it. There is something very painful about realizing that what you prayed would last is quietly ending. It feels like betrayal by the future you imagined. You had pictured stability. You had pictured growth. You had pictured peace. And instead, you felt tension growing in small, subtle ways. You began to feel lonely even when you weren't physically alone. That loneliness confused you more than anything. It made you question whether you were expecting too much. But you weren't asking for too much. You were asking for consistency. You were asking for emotional safety. You were asking to be met where you were standing. You kept giving more of yourself, thinking maybe that would revive it. You adjusted your tone. You softened your words. You swallowed things that hurt you because you didn't want conflict to be the reason it fell apart. And the more you tried, the more exhausted you became. I saw how you started shrinking parts of yourself to preserve something that was already drifting. That is when I knew you were reaching the edge. Not because you failed, but because your soul was becoming too compromised. When I say, I'm sorry, but it's over, I am not speaking casually. I'm acknowledging that you have already been grieving this in pieces. You felt it long before you allowed yourself to admit it. The ending didn't begin today. It began the moment your peace started disappearing. You noticed that. You just hoped it could be reversed. I need you to understand something very tender here. Your ability to sense the shift was not weakness. It was wisdom. You were not being dramatic. You were being aware. I placed discernment in you for moments like this. And even though you tried to hold it together longer than you should have, your spirit kept nudging you toward honesty. That nudge was not cruelty. It was care. You are not standing at this ending because you are unworthy. You are standing here because your heart deserves something whole. And I will not let you continue pouring yourself into something that no longer holds you gently. I know how deeply you wanted this to work. I know how much you invested, I know the dreams you attach to it. That is why I am speaking softly but clearly now. It is ending. Not because you didn't try hard enough. Not because you are unlovable. Not because you failed. It is ending because your peace matters to me more than preserving something that slowly drains you. Stay here with me for a moment. Breathe. Let yourself feel the truth without fighting it. You are not losing your worth in this. You are stepping away from something that could not sustain you. And even though it hurts right now, I am already protecting the parts of you that would have been damaged if this continued any longer. My child, come closer in your heart and let me speak plainly to you about the ache you are feeling. You thought you were prepared for this possibility. You told yourself you were strong enough to handle whatever came. Yet when the truth settled in, it hit deeper than you imagined. That is because you did not just invest time. You invested trust. You gave your tenderness. You let someone see parts of you that are not easily shown. When something ends after that kind of openness, it does not simply close like a door. It echoes. It lingers. It unsettles places inside you that you thought were steady. You are not grieving an event alone. You are grieving the picture you carried in your mind. You had built a quiet vision of what tomorrow would look like. You imagined shared routines, familiar comfort, the ease of knowing where you belonged. That imagined future felt solid. When it began to dissolve, it felt as though the ground beneath your feet softened without warning. You kept asking yourself if you were overreacting. You kept telling yourself to calm down. But your spirit knew something was shifting long before your logic accepted it. Let me tell you something gently but firmly. You are not weak because this hurts. You are human. You cared. You opened your heart, and opening your heart is not a small thing. It requires courage. It requires vulnerability. It requires faith. When that openness does not receive the steadiness it needs, it creates a kind of quiet fracture inside. That fracture does not scream loudly at first. It whispers. It makes you question yourself. It makes you second-guess conversations. It makes you review memories with new eyes. You kept thinking maybe one more conversation would restore what felt off. Maybe one more effort would realign what felt misaligned. You adjusted yourself in subtle ways. You softened your tone. You became careful with your words. You tried to anticipate reactions so you could prevent tension. And while you were trying to preserve peace, you were slowly sacrificing pieces of your own comfort. That is why this hurts more than you expected. Because you were not just loving. You were laboring. You were working to keep something afloat that was already taking in water. Pause with me right here. Let yourself admit that you tried hard. Say it quietly if you need to. You tried. Do not dismiss your effort. Do not rewrite the story in your mind as if you were careless. You were careful. You were attentive. You were patient. You carried more than your share, hoping the balance would shift. And when you realized that the weight was not redistributing, your heart felt both tired and disappointed. That disappointment has a sting because it carries contrast. You expected closeness, but you felt distance. You hoped for reassurance, but you sensed uncertainty. That contrast cuts deeper than simple conflict. I need you to understand the difference between hope and illusion. Hope is grounded in truth. Illusion survives on avoidance. You were not foolish for hoping. You were sincere. But when the signs became consistent, when the pattern of strain continued, your spirit began to feel the strain. You cannot thrive in an environment where you are constantly bracing yourself. You cannot relax in a place where you are always anticipating the next misunderstanding. That tension wears on you quietly. It steals your rest. It dims your joy. It reshapes your confidence in ways you do not notice until much later. Let me invite you to do something right now. Stop defending what hurt you. You do not have to protect the memory of something that is no longer protecting you. Release the need to justify why it lasted this long. Release the urge to prove that it was worth it. You are allowed to acknowledge both the beauty and the brokenness. You are allowed to say it meant something to you and still accept that it cannot continue. Those truths can exist together without canceling each other out. You may feel a mixture of sadness and relief at the same time. That confuses you. You wonder how you can feel lighter and heavier in the same breath. But that is what happens when clarity arrives. Clarity can comfort and wound simultaneously. It confirms what you sensed, yet it finalizes what you hoped would change. That finality is what presses against your chest. It feels like closing a chapter you were not ready to finish. I am not asking you to harden your heart. I am asking you to guard it. There is a difference. Guarding means recognizing what does not nourish you. Hardening means refusing to feel. I do not want you numb. I want you aware. I want you to carry wisdom from this, not bitterness. So breathe. Sit with the discomfort without letting it define you. Let the grief move through you instead of settling into you. You are still capable of love. You are still worthy of stability. This ending does not cancel your future. It only clears space for something that aligns with your spirit instead of straining it. Even now, as you feel the ache, I am preserving your capacity to trust again. I am protecting your softness. I am teaching you discernment without taking away your tenderness. That balance matters deeply to me. Lean into my voice here. Do not rush to fill the emptiness with distraction. Do not rush to declare yourself healed. Sit with me. Let your heart slow down. Let the truth settle fully. The pain you feel is not proof that you chose wrong. It is proof that you cared deeply. And caring deeply is not something I will ever ask you to regret. My child, you have always believed that endurance is strength. You have carried the mindset that staying proves loyalty, that waiting proves faith, that tolerating difficulty proves maturity. In many seasons of your life, that belief served you well. Patience has shaped you into someone steady. It has grown resilience inside you. It has deepened your character. But patience has a boundary. And when that boundary is crossed, what once was strength begins to quietly erode you. You stayed because you thought love required perseverance. You told yourself that storms pass. You believed that if you remained calm and committed, the tension would eventually dissolve. There is beauty in that kind of loyalty. I honor that in you. But I also see when perseverance turns into silent suffering. I see when your effort becomes one-sided. I see when you are bending further than you should in order to keep something intact. Let me speak clearly to you. Patience nurtures peace. Prolonged pain diminishes peace. When patience is healthy, you feel anchored even while you wait. There is strain, yes, but there is also stability underneath it. When you are prolonging something that is no longer aligned, your peace begins to thin out. You start feeling anxious more often. You begin overthinking simple interactions. You sense that you are managing emotions more than experiencing connection. That is not patience. That is exhaustion dressed up as commitment. You convinced yourself that enduring discomfort was noble. You told yourself that walking away would mean giving up too soon. But you were not walking away at the first sign of trouble. You walked through conversation after conversation. You absorbed tension. You forgave missteps. You offered understanding. There comes a point when continued endurance stops building character and starts eroding identity. I will not allow you to confuse self-sacrifice with self-neglect. pause and examine your heart honestly. When you think about staying, does your chest tighten or does it soften? When you imagine continuing as things were, do you feel steady or do you feel drained? Your body has been communicating what your mind tried to silence. Listen to it now. Your restlessness was not rebellion. It was discernment. Your unease was not impatience. It was wisdom trying to protect you. You may fear that choosing to end this means you failed at being patient. That is not true. Patience has a purpose. It is meant to give space for growth, not to excuse ongoing imbalance. When the pattern remains unchanged despite honest effort, that is information. Do not ignore information that consistently shows you strain. You are not required to stay in a cycle simply because you once committed to it. Let me challenge you gently. Stop equating suffering with righteousness. Stop assuming that the longer you endure, the more virtuous you become. I value your heart, not your ability to tolerate pain. I care about your wholeness. If staying requires you to suppress your needs repeatedly, that is not holy endurance. That is quiet self-abandonment. I will not ask you to abandon yourself in the name of love. You have grown accustomed to pushing through discomfort. That habit helped you survive difficult seasons. But survival is not the same as flourishing. I want more for you than mere survival. I want you in relationships, environments, and commitments where you can breathe easily, where your words are welcomed, where your presence is valued without negotiation. Right now, I invite you to loosen your grip. Not because quitting is easy, but because clinging has become costly. Let go with dignity. Let go without drama. Let go with awareness that you honored your commitment for as long as it was healthy to do so. That awareness will protect you from regret later. You are not abandoning patience. You are redirecting it. Be patient with your healing. Be patient with the rebuilding process. Be patient with yourself as you adjust to this new space. But do not be patient with ongoing harm. That distinction matters more than you realize. I need you to hear this clearly in your spirit. Ending something that no longer nourishes you is not weakness. It is alignment. It is strength shaped by experience. It is wisdom refined by trial. You have learned enough. You have endured enough. Now step forward. Come closer to me in this decision. Trust that I am not leading you away from something good. I am leading you away from something that cannot sustain you. And what I have ahead of you will not require you to shrink in order to keep it. My child, come closer again because what I am about to say carries weight. You may have sensed firmness in my tone when I told you it is over. You may have felt a kind of finality in my words that startled you. That firmness is not anger. It is protection. It is the steady voice of a father who sees further than you do and refuses to let you drift into deeper damage. I am not uncertain about this. I am not hesitant. I am not wavering. I am serious because I love you too much to speak casually when your future is at stake. You have been negotiating with yourself. You have been trying to soften the truth so it feels less sharp. You told yourself maybe it just needs more time. Maybe you misunderstood. Maybe you can adjust a little more and everything will balance. But inside, your spirit has been restless. That restlessness is not random. It is not moodiness. It is not imagination. It is discernment tapping gently, then firmly, on the door of your heart. And I need you to stop ignoring that knock. Stop brushing it aside. Stop explaining it away. You see the present moment. I see the months ahead. I see the slow erosion that would take place if you continued. I see how your confidence would thin little by little. I see how your voice would grow quieter in order to avoid tension. I see how you would begin questioning your own needs as if they were unreasonable. That is not the life I am shaping for you. I am shaping clarity, confidence, and calm inside you. What you were clinging to was producing confusion instead of clarity, insecurity instead of confidence, tension instead of calm. That contrast matters. Pay attention to that contrast. Listen to me carefully now. Do not romanticize what has been draining you. Do not glorify struggle simply because it lasted. Longevity does not equal health. Time invested does not guarantee alignment. You stayed because you hoped. That was sincere. But hope must be rooted in truth, not fear of letting go. If the only reason you are holding on is fear of loss, that is not love guiding you. That is anxiety binding you. I am serious, because I will not allow you to shrink in order to keep something that is already slipping away. I will not allow you to train your heart to accept inconsistency as normal. You are not designed for emotional survival mode. You are designed for steady connection. You are designed to feel safe in your own skin. When you constantly adjust yourself to prevent collapse, you begin to disappear quietly. I see that happening. I will not permit it to continue. Pause right here. Take a slow breath. Feel the firmness in my words without mistaking it for harshness. Firm does not mean cold. Firm means anchored. You need anchoring right now. You need a voice that does not tremble when your emotions do. You need clarity that does not fluctuate when nostalgia tries to rewrite the past. That is why I am speaking without hesitation. You might feel resistance rising inside you. That is natural. Endings feel abrupt even when they have been forming for a long time. But I want you to examine the resistance. Is it truly love pulling you back, or is it comfort with familiarity? Familiar pain can feel safer than unfamiliar freedom. That is the quiet trap. You get used to managing tension. You get used to navigating uncertainty. You tell yourself at least you know what to expect. But managing tension is not the same as experiencing peace. Do not confuse intensity with intimacy. Do not confuse drama with depth. Real connection does not keep you guessing about your worth. It does not require you to decode every interaction. It does not make you question whether your needs are burdensome. If what you are holding requires constant repair, constant reassurance, constant recalibration, then it is not steady ground. I want you standing on steady ground. I am serious because this decision will shape you. It will either teach you to honor your inner voice or to silence it. It will either strengthen your boundaries or weaken them. I am calling you upward into maturity, not downward into compromise. So release the debate inside your mind. Stop replaying every detail in search of one more reason to stay. The reasons have already revealed themselves. Look at the pattern, not the promises. Look at the consistency, not the potential. Potential can be powerful, but pattern reveals reality. And reality has been speaking to you for a while now. I am simply confirming what you already sensed. Stand up in your spirit. Straighten your thoughts. Do not drift back into doubt just because it feels safer than action. This is not cruelty. This is course direction. You are not being punished. You are being protected. And I will not apologize for protecting you from something that would quietly diminish you over time. Stay close to my voice. Let it steady you. Let it anchor you. I am serious because your future deserves seriousness. My child, I want you to release something heavy right now. You have been carrying the belief that maybe you did not try hard enough. That belief had been pressing on you in subtle ways. You replay conversations in your mind. You revisit moments where you could have responded differently. You imagine alternative outcomes if only you had said something softer, something clearer, something wiser. You have been dissecting yourself as if you were the sole variable in the equation. I need you to stop doing that. Gently but firmly, stop. You tried. You truly did. You invested energy. You offered understanding. You made adjustments. You extended grace when you felt misunderstood. You gave time when you felt uncertain. You kept showing up even when your heart felt weary. That is not indifference. That is commitment. And I saw every effort you made. None of it was invisible to me. There is a dangerous habit in you right now. You are measuring your worth against the outcome. Because it ended, you assume you must have failed. But outcomes are not controlled by one heart alone. Relationship requires mutuality. Growth requires participation. Stability requires consistency from both sides. You cannot carry a structure alone and expect it to stand indefinitely. If you are the only one reinforcing the foundation, the building will eventually lean. Let me ask you something quietly. When was the last time you felt truly met in that connection? Not tolerated, not temporarily reassured. Truly met. When did you feel safe enough to express without calculating the reaction? When did you feel your effort reciprocated without hesitation? If you search honestly, you will see the imbalance. And that imbalance is not a reflection of your insufficiency. You have been hard on yourself because it feels easier to blame yourself than to accept that something simply did not align. Self-blame gives you the illusion of control. If it was your fault, then maybe you could fix it. But not everything broken is yours to repair. Not everything ending is yours to prevent. You are not omnipotent. You are not responsible for another person's emotional maturity. You are responsible for your integrity, and you upheld it. Stop revisiting the same scene hoping for a different ending. Stop rewriting the script in your head. That mental loop is not producing healing. It is prolonging self-doubt. Instead, acknowledge your effort. Speak it aloud if you must. Say, I showed up honestly. Let those words settle. They are true. You did not walk away at the first sign of discomfort. You endured misunderstanding. You initiated conversations. You tried to create clarity where there was confusion. You absorbed moments that could have easily pushed you out the door sooner. That is evidence of your character. Do not twist that evidence into self-criticism. There is a subtle temptation right now to prove something. You might feel the urge to reach back out just to demonstrate how reasonable you can be. You might want one final attempt so you can say you exhausted every possibility. Resist that urge if it is driven by pride or fear. Closure does not require performance. Closure requires acceptance. You tried enough. You do not need to overextend yourself further to justify your departure. You do not need one more conversation to validate what your spirit already knows. Sometimes dignity means stepping away without fanfare, without argument, without proving your side. You can leave quietly and still be right in your decision. I want you to loosen your grip on the need for validation from the very place that could not sustain you. If someone could not fully see your effort before, another explanation will not subtly awaken them. Release the expectation that they must acknowledge your value in order for it to be real. Your value does not fluctuate based on someone's recognition. Right now, choose self-respect over self-reproach. Choose clarity over circular thinking. Choose forward movement over endless review. You are not abandoning responsibility. You are ending self-accusation. Stand in this truth with me. You tried sincerely. You loved honestly. You stayed longer than your comfort allowed. That is enough. You do not owe more. And you certainly do not owe your peace in exchange for proof. Stay here in this understanding. Let it settle into your chest. Feel the release beginning. There is no accusation coming from me toward you. There is only affirmation. You did your part. And now, I am guiding you into a future that does not require you to overcompensate in order to feel secure. My child, I can feel the part of you that is not only grieving what ended but quietly trembling at what comes next. You are not just letting go of something familiar. You are facing the unknown. And for someone like you, who values stability, who has already endured more than people realize, the idea of starting again feels exhausting. You have built routines, rhythms, emotional reference points around what just ended. Even if it was imperfect, it was predictable. And predictability can feel like safety when your heart is tired. You are not afraid of love itself. You are afraid of reopening wounds. You are afraid of investing again and watching it unravel again. You are afraid of giving your time, your attention, your trust, and finding yourself back in the same place months or years from now. That fear is understandable. It is not weakness. It is your heart trying to shield itself from another blow. But shielding and shutting down are not the same thing. I want you protected, not closed. There is a difference between being cautious and becoming cold. Listen to me carefully here. Do not let this ending define your expectations for your future. One experience does not determine your destiny. One disappointment does not dictate the pattern of your life. Your mind may try to exaggerate, telling you that this is how it always goes, that you will always end up rebuilding from scratch. That is exaggeration born from pain, not prophecy. Pain can magnify fear until it feels enormous, like a mountain in front of you. But mountains can be climbed. They are not permanent walls. Right now, your thoughts may sound like this: I don't want to go through this again. That sentence carries fatigue. It carries frustration. It carries a longing for ease. And I understand that longing. But starting again does not mean repeating the same story. You are not the same person you were when this began. You have learned. You have grown. You have sharpened your discernment. That growth changes the outcome of future decisions in ways you cannot yet see. Come with me into a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 5 years from now. Do not focus on a specific person. Do not picture a specific scenario. Instead, picture how you feel. Do you feel calm? Do you feel respected? Do you feel understood? Let that image settle. That future is not erased because something ended. That future is still available to you. But it will not come through clinging to what is no longer aligned. It will come through courage. You may feel older than you want to admit. You may think time is slipping away. You may believe that starting over at this stage of your life is a setback. That belief is not from me. Time is not your enemy. Experience is not your liability. You are not behind schedule. You are on a journey that includes refinement. The wisdom you carry now will guide you differently than before. You will ask better questions. You will notice subtle signals sooner. You will not ignore your inner voice the way you once did. Do not rush into the next chapter just to silence your fear. Sit with me first. Heal properly. Reflect honestly. Strengthen your boundaries. Invite me deeper into your discernment. Starting again should come from clarity, not panic. Let your next beginning be intentional, not reactive. I need you to command your thoughts instead of letting them command you. When fear whispers that you are too tired to try again, answer it with truth. When doubt suggests that you are destined to repeat mistakes, challenge it with growth. You are not a helpless observer in your own life. You are a participant, and I am walking with you. Take a breath right now. Feel your heartbeat. You are still here. You are still capable. You are still worthy of something healthy. Do not let this ending convince you that the best chapters are behind you. They are not. You have not peaked. You have not missed your only opportunity. This is a transition, not a conclusion. Step forward slowly. Do not drag yourself into the future. What? One deliberate step at a time. Trust that I am not leading you into emptiness. I am leading you into growth. Growth sometimes feels like starting again, but it is not starting from zero. It is starting from experience. Stay open, even if cautiously. Stay hopeful, even if quietly. Let your heart remain soft under my care. I will not let you rebuild alone. My child, there is another fear hiding beneath your sadness. You wonder if this ending is somehow correction, as if I am withdrawing something from you because you failed spiritually. You search your memory for mistakes. You analyze your prayers. You question whether you missed a sign. That line of thinking is heavy, and it places a burden on you that I never asked you to carry. This is not punishment. This is protection. You must understand something deeply about my heart toward you. I do not dangle blessings in front of you only to snatch them away for minor missteps. I am not unpredictable in that way. I am not looking for reasons to reduce your joy. When something ends under my watch, it is not because I am offended. It is because I am attentive. I see currents beneath the surface that you cannot see. I see long-term consequences that are invisible in the present moment. It is easy to interpret loss as discipline. It feels logical. If something was good, why would it end? But not everything that feels good is sustainable. Not everything that begins with excitement matures into stability. You can enjoy something sincerely and still outgrow it. You can love something genuinely and still realize it does not align with your future. Growth changes compatibility. That is not punishment. That is development. Let me speak plainly. If I were punishing you, you would feel condemnation. Instead, what you feel is sadness mixed with clarity. There is grief, but there is also a subtle sense of relief. That relief is a clue. It signals that something was misaligned. It signals that your spirit was straining. Punishment creates shame. Protection creates space. Think about doors for a moment. When a door closes gently before you walk into danger, you might feel disappointed. You might feel confused. But that closure prevents something worse. You do not always see what the closed door blocked. You only feel the inconvenience. I need you to trust that I have closed certain paths in your life not to diminish you, but to defend you. Examine your heart honestly. Was there a growing imbalance? Were you beginning to compromise values you once held firmly? Were you overlooking small red flags because you wanted the larger picture to remain intact? These are not accusations. These are invitations to reflect. I want you aware, not ashamed. Release the idea that this is divine correction. It is divine care. I am not taking away joy. I am steering you away from gradual erosion. You deserve something that strengthens you, not something that steadily drains you. You deserve connection that builds you up, not something that requires constant self-editing. Do not internalize this as rejection from me. I am not rejecting you. I am guiding you. If anything, this moment proves how closely I am watching over your life. I care too much about your trajectory to allow misalignment to continue unchecked. That is not severity. That is stewardship. Right now, choose trust over self-criticism. When your mind tries to replay your shortcomings as the reason this ended, interrupt that narrative. Speak truth over yourself. You are loved. You are guided. You are not under silent judgment. Stand up in your spirit and shake off the false guilt. This is not a verdict against you. It is a redirection for you. There is a difference, and the difference matters. Come back to my voice. Let it settle you. You are not being corrected through loss. You are being cared for through closure. And in time, you will see that what felt like something taken from you was actually something kept from harming you. My child, if you now understand that this ending is not punishment but protection, then understand this also. What I protect in you, I intend to multiply through you. I am raising voices in this hour to carry my word like oil poured upon dry ground, and this message must travel further than your own healing. When you give through super thanks, become a member, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a channel. You are sowing seed into soil that produces restoration in hidden hearts. As I have said, cast your bread upon the waters, and it will return to you. And I speak that promise over you now. What you release in faith, I will return in favor. If this word strengthen you, that stirring you feel is me inviting you to strengthen others. This is a divine appointment, not a casual moment. Sow into this work and watch how I guard your house, multiply your resources, and expand your influence. Act now, and let your obedience become someone else's answered prayer. My child, now that you are beginning to accept that this chapter has closed, I need you to face something gently but honestly. The grief you feel is not weakness, is not immaturity. It is not proof that you made the wrong decision. The grief is real because the attachment was real. You do not grieve illusions the way you grieve investments. You poured yourself into this. You gave time you cannot get back. You offered trust that did not come easily. You imagined memories that will never be made. Of course your heart feels heavy. Of course you're getting dying when certain thoughts surface. That weight is the natural response to loss. Do not rush past this stage. Do not silence your sadness because you think you should be strong by now. Strength is not the absence of emotion. Strength is the willingness to feel without collapsing. Sit with your grief. Invite it into the open instead of pushing it into a corner. When you push grief down, it does not disappear. It lingers quietly and leaks into other areas of your life. I do not want that for you. I want you whole. I want you healed, not hardened. You may find yourself missing the good moments more than the painful ones. That is how memory works. It edits. It highlights. It softens rough edges. It replays laughter while muting tension. That selective memory can confuse you. It can make you doubt your decision. It can whisper that maybe it was not so bad after all. Pause when that happens. Breathe. Remember the full picture. Grief has a way of polishing the past until it looks brighter than it truly was. Do not let nostalgia write reality. Let me ask you something important. When you imagine returning to that place, does your spirit feel calm or does it brace itself? That subtle reaction matters. Your body often tells the truth before your mind admits it. Trust that responds. It is not dramatic. It is honest. You are allowed to miss someone and still recognize that staying would cost you too much. There is a sacred tenderness in mourning what could have been. You are not only grieving a person or a situation. You are grieving the version of your future that will never exist. That version had color. It had sound. It had shared plans. And now it is dissolving like mist in morning light. It hurts. It should hurt. If it did not, it would mean you were never invested. And you were. So here is what I want you to do. Create space for your grief intentionally. Take a walk without distraction. Sit quietly without your phone. Let the emotions rise without judging them. Speak to me honestly. Tell me where it ached. Tell me what you miss. Tell me what feels unfair. I am not intimidated by your sorrow. I am present in it. You might cry unexpectedly. Let the tears come. They are not signs of regression. They are evidence of release. Every tear is a small cleansing. Do not apologize for them. Do not hide them from yourself. This is not dramatic grief. It is human grief. There will be moments when the sadness softens and you almost feel normal again. Then a memory will surface and the ache will return. That is part of the process. Healing is not linear. It moves in waves. One day you feel steady. The next day you feel fragile. That fluctuation does not mean you are failing. It means you are processing. Do not rush to label yourself as over it. Let the healing unfold at its own pace. Avoid comparing your timeline to anyone else's. Your heart invested in a unique way. Your heart will heal in a unique way. Stay patient with yourself. Speak gently to yourself. When self-criticism tries to creep in, replace it with compassion. You are not broken because you feel deeply. Your ability to attach, to hope, to dream is not a flaw. It is a gift. And I am not going to strip that gift from you just because it resulted in pain this time. I will refine it. I will protect it. But I will not remove it. Grief will not stay forever. It will gradually lose its sharpness. It will shift from stabbing pain to soft remembrance. You will look back one day and feel gratitude for what you learned instead of only sorrow for what you lost. A day will come, but do not force it. Right now, honor the reality of what you feel. Sit with me in it. Let your heart breathe. You are not alone in this morning. I am here, steady and close, holding you while you let go. My child, in the quiet after something ends, there is often a deeper fear that rises. It is not just about losing the relationship or the opportunity. It is about losing your sense of belonging. You begin to wonder if you are alone in a more profound way. You may not say it out loud, but somewhere inside you ask, am I being left behind? That question carries more weight than you realize. When something significant closes, it can feel like the room empties suddenly. The conversations stop. The shared plans dissolve. The routine disappears. That emptiness can echo loudly. And in that echo, your mind might try to convince you that you have been abandoned. I need you to listen carefully here. An ending is not abandonment. It is a transition. You are not standing in isolation. You are standing in change. There is a difference. Isolation tells you that you are unwanted. Change tells you that something has shifted. Do not confuse the two. I have not stepped away from you. I have not withdrawn my presence because this ended. I am closer now than you realize because this is the moment when you need reassurance most. You might feel as though something familiar has been taken from your hands. That loss can create a temporary void. But a void is not proof of rejection. It is space. And space can feel intimidating because it is quiet. But space also allows for new growth. When a field is cleared, it does not mean it is ruined. It means it is being prepared for something different. Examine your thoughts honestly. Are you telling yourself that you were not enough? Are you concluding that if you had been more, this would not have ended? That narrative is dangerous. It shifts the focus from alignment to self-worth. This did not end because you were insufficient. It ended because something was incompatible with your long-term peace. I want you to stand in front of a mirror and look at yourself with honesty. Do not look for flaws, love for strength. You survived disappointment. You faced truth. You chose clarity over comfort. That is not abandonment. That is growth. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not discarded. I do not operate with disposable love. When I guide you away from something, it is not because I am removing your value. It is because I am guarding it. You are still chosen. You are still seen. You are still deeply cared for. There may be moments when loneliness creeps in unexpectedly. In those moments, you not isolate further. Reach for me. Speak aloud. Let your voice break the silence. Remind yourself that connection does not die simply because one connection ended. You are part of a larger story than this single chapter. You may also feel vulnerable. Endings can make you question your judgment. They can make you hesitate before trusting again. That vulnerability is natural. But do not let it morph into cynicism. Protect your heart without sealing it shut. I want you to take deliberate steps toward community, toward purpose, toward growth. Do not retreat into isolation because it feels safer. Step forward even if slowly. You are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into new terrain. An ending does not define your identity. It refines it. You are still whole. You are still worthy of deep connection. You are still capable of love and being loved in return. Lean into this truth with me. You are not abandoned. You are transitioning. There is movement ahead, not emptiness. There is direction, not desertion. My child, I know there is a question lingering in you, and you have not fully voiced it yet. You are wondering why I allowed this to continue for as long as it did. If it was not meant to last, if it was not aligned with your future, then why did it begin at all? Why did it grow? Why did it feel promising before it began to unravel? Sit with me here, because this is important. I did not delay the ending because I was careless. I allowed the process because you needed clarity that only time could reveal. If I had closed this door too early, you would have spent years wondering what might have happened. You would have replayed possibilities in your mind, imagining alternate outcomes. You would have believed you were robbed of something good. That kind of unfinished story can follow you like a shadow. It can create doubt about my guidance. It can make you suspicious of future direction. I will not lead you in a way that leaves you forever questioning. So I let it unfold long enough for truth to become undeniable. You needed to see the pattern for yourself. You needed to experience the inconsistencies firsthand. You needed to feel the subtle shifts in your peace so you could recognize them again in the future. That recognition is wisdom. Without that lived experience, you might have repeated this exact scenario later, thinking you had misunderstood the signs. Now you understand them deeply. That understanding cannot be taken from you. Let me speak clearly. I was not absent during the delays. I was present in the development. I was strengthening your discernment. I was refining your boundaries. I was teaching you the difference between potential and pattern. Those lessons cannot be taught through theory. They are learned through lived moments. And you lived them. You observed. You felt. You adjusted. That growth is now part of you. Do not interpret the length of this chapter as a mistake. Duration does not equal destiny. Some seasons exist to shape you, not to stay with you. Some connections enter your life to reveal areas that need strengthening. This one revealed your tolerance threshold. It showed you where you overextend. It exposed where you hesitate to speak up. Those revelations are gifts, even if they came wrapped in discomfort. I want you to reflect honestly. If this had ended 6 months earlier, would you have accepted it peacefully? Or would you have fought against it, convinced it was premature? You know the answer. You would have resisted. You would have tried to reopen it. You would have wondered if I moved too quickly. Now you see the full picture. Now you understand the imbalance without me having to convince you. There is mercy in timing. There is mercy in allowing something to reveal itself fully before it closes. That mercy protects you from lifelong doubt. It protects you from second-guessing my guidance and future decisions. You now carry experiential evidence, not just intuition. That matters. I invite you to release any resentment about the duration. You not look back and think you wasted time. You gained insight. You gained emotional intelligence. You gained a clearer understanding of your needs. Those are not small things. They are foundational for what comes next. Stop labeling the extended season as delay. It was development. Stop framing it as wasted years. It was wisdom earned. Your growth was happening quietly even when you thought nothing was changing. And here is something you may not have considered. During that time, I was also aligning other parts of your life. I was shaping circumstances, connections, and opportunities that you cannot yet see. While you were focused on what felt uncertain, I was building stability elsewhere. You may not understand the full architecture yet, but you will. Trust my pacing. Trust my perspective. I do not rush endings for drama, and I do not prolong them for cruelty. I move with intention. I allowed this to run its course so that when it ended, you would stand in clarity instead of confusion. Take a deep breath and let this settle. The timing was not random. It was careful. And even in the waiting, I was guiding you. My child, something has been forming inside you through all of this, and you may not fully see it yet. While you were navigating uncertainty, while you were wrestling with decisions, while you were feeling stretched and strained, strength was quietly taking root. Not loud strength, not dramatic strength, quiet strength. The kind that does not announce itself but steadies you from within. You have become more aware of your emotional patterns. You recognize when you are overextending. You notice when your peace begins to thin. You sense misalignment sooner than before. That awareness is not accidental. It was cultivated through experience. You did not gain it from comfort. You gained it from contrast. Contrast clarifies. When you experience tension, you learn to value calm. When you feel inconsistency, you learn to appreciate steadiness. When you navigate confusion, you develop discernment. That process has been unfolding inside you without applause, without recognition, without fanfare. Yet it is real. It is shaping you. I want you to acknowledge this growth intentionally. Do not brush it aside. Look at how you handled conversations differently toward the end. Look at how you began to articulate your needs more clearly. Look at how you stopped ignoring your inner voice. Those shifts are evidence of maturity. You are not the same person who entered this chapter. There was a time when you might have tolerated more without question. There was a time when you might have silenced your discomfort entirely. Now you pause. Now you reflect. Now you weigh decisions more carefully. That evolution is strength. You may not feel strong right now because your emotions are tender. But strength is not the absence of tenderness. It is the ability to remain honest while vulnerable. You are doing that. You are facing reality instead of escaping it. That requires courage. Let me invite you to stand a little taller in your spirit. Recognize that you endured without becoming bitter. Recognize that you chose clarity over denial. Recognize that you allowed truth to surface even when it hurt. Those are not small achievements. Strength has layers. Here is the visible layer that others see. Then there is the internal layer that only you and I understand. The internal layer is deeper. It is built through private decisions, through quiet realizations, through moments when you choose integrity over impulse. That layer has grown significantly in you. You not minimize what you have gained simply because you lost something in the process. Loss and growth can coexist. You can grieve and still be stronger. You can feel sadness and still be wiser. I need you to stop viewing yourself as someone who failed at preserving something. Start seeing yourself as someone who matured through something. That shift in perspective changes everything. Look back at the beginning of this chapter and compare it to now. Notice the difference in your awareness. Notice the difference in your boundaries. Notice the difference in your self-respect. Those differences are proof of development. Carry that strength forward. Do not leave it behind as if it only belonged to this season. It belongs to you now. It will guide your future decisions. It will protect you from repeating patterns. It will anchor you when new opportunities arise. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from growth. And growth is a powerful foundation. Stay with me in this recognition. Let pride, not arrogance, but healthy pride, settle into your heart. You handled this with more integrity than you realize. And that integrity will shape the next chapter in ways that feel steady instead of strained. My child, there is a quiet pressure that has been sitting on your shoulders, and I need to speak directly into it. You look at your age. You look at your timeline. You measure your life against invisible milestones that you think you should have reached by now. You watch others who seem settled, secure, established, and you quietly wonder if you missed your moment. I see that comparison. I see how it tries to shrink your hope. Let me speak clearly into that lie. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are not disqualified from new beginnings simply because you have already lived through chapters that did not end the way you expected. You are thinking in straight lines. You imagine life as a narrow road where every step must happen in a precise order. But I see your life from above, not from the side. I see curves, corrections, crossroads, and course changes that shape you into someone deeper than you would have been if everything had gone according to your early plans. The detours did not delay your destiny. They developed your discernment. They strengthened your character. They sharpened your self-awareness. You are not late. You are layered. There is something powerful about beginning again when you are older and wiser. When you were younger, you trusted quickly. You assumed intentions. You moved with optimism, but without much experience to guide you. Now you move differently. You notice nuance. You listen to tone. You evaluate consistency. That difference is not damage. It is maturity. It means your next beginning will not look like your first. It will be steadier. It will be more intentional. It will be grounded in truth instead of assumption. Do not allow fear to exaggerate your timeline. Fear will tell you that opportunities shrink as years pass. That is not always true. Sometimes opportunities refine. They become more aligned with who you actually are instead of who you thought you were. You are not meant to relive your past. You are meant to build from your growth. That is a very different thing. Stand up in your spirit right now and reject the narrative that says your best days are behind you. That narrative is rooted in comparison. It is rooted in scarcity theory. You are not competing for limited blessings. You are walking through a unique path that unfolds at its own pace. I do not rush your development to match someone else's calendar. Take inventory of what you carry now that you did not carry before. You have emotional awareness. You have boundary recognition. You have the courage to step away from what does not align. As qualities are assets, they will shape your next chapter in ways that protect you. Imagine yourself beginning again not from desperation, but from clarity. Imagine approaching future connections with calm confidence instead of anxious attachment. Imagine speaking your needs openly instead of fearing rejection. A future is not fantasy. It is available to you because you have grown. You may feel tired. That fatigue is real. But fatigue is not final. Rest does not mean retreat. Take time to breathe. Take time to reflect. Then when you are ready, step forward again with measured confidence. You are not rebuilding from rubble. You are building from refinement. I need you to stop shrinking your expectations because you fear disappointment. You do not avoid pain by lowering your standards. You avoid pain by choosing alignment. Alignment comes from self-awareness, and you have gained that. Look at your life honestly. You have survived storms that once felt impossible. You had adapted. You have evolved. You have become more thoughtful. That evolution prepares you for a beginning that is richer than anything you experienced before. Say it to yourself quietly. I am not too late. Let that statement settle without grammatics. Just truth. You are not late. You are ready in ways you were not before. Step into that understanding. Hold it firmly. Do not let the ticking of imagined clocks steal your confidence. Time is not your adversary. It is your teacher, and it has prepared you more than you realize. My child, there is another fear that has been whispering to you, and I need you to confront it honestly. It tells you that this was your only opportunity. It suggests that the connection you just lost cannot be replaced. It paints a picture where the door that closed was the last one available. That voice is persuasive because it speaks from scarcity. It wants you to believe that your life offers only limited chances at love, stability, or fulfillment. But that voice is not truth. You are not living in a world where there is only one path to happiness. You are not dependent on a single opportunity for your life to flourish. When something ends, it can feel singular. It can feel irreplaceable. That feeling is powerful because you were emotionally invested. But investment does not equal exclusivity. Let me ask you something simple. Before this chapter began, did you know it would exist? No. It entered your life unexpectedly. It grew gradually. It formed through circumstances you could not have predicted. If something meaningful could appear once without you orchestrating it, why do you assume it cannot appear again in a different form? Scarcity thinking shrinks your perspective. It convinces you that what is gone cannot be restored in any other way. But restoration does not mean replication. What comes next will not be a duplicate. It will be distinct. It will align differently. It will meet you at the level of growth you now carry. Right now, your mind might exaggerate the uniqueness of what ended. It may tell you that no one else will understand you the same way. No one else will connect with you in that specific matter. That belief elevates the past into something untouchable. But intimacy is not a one-time phenomenon. Connection is not limited to one individual. You are capable of forming bonds again. I want you to challenge the narrative that says, "That was my only shot." It was not your only shot. It was one experience among many potential experiences. You are not at the mercy of a single closed door. I hold more possibilities than you can see. Think of your life as a landscape, not a single hallway. In a hallway, when one door shuts, you feel trapped. In a landscape, when one path ends, you turn and discover another. You are standing in a landscape, even if you currently feel boxed in. Stop telling yourself that you lost the best you will ever have. You do not know what is ahead. You cannot measure future fulfillment by past disappointment. That is like assuming tomorrow's sunrise will be dim because yesterday's sunset was cloudy. I invite you to widen your perspective intentionally. Look beyond the immediate loss. Look at your capacity for growth. Look at your resilience. Look at your willingness to reflect. Those qualities attract healthier opportunities. They do not repel them. Release the grip of scarcity. Say quietly within yourself, there is more. Not in a dramatic way, just in a grounded way. There is more connection available. There is more alignment ahead. There is more peace waiting. You are not standing at the edge of your last opportunity. You are standing at the edge of a transition. That transition may feel uncertain, but it is not barren. Trust that I am not limited in what I can bring into your life. Trust that the future holds possibilities you have not yet imagined. Do not imprison your hope inside the memory of what ended. Take a breath. Loosen your hold on the idea that this was singular and irreplaceable. It mattered, yes. It shaped you, yes. But it was not your only chance at fulfillment. My child, now that you are beginning to accept that this chapter has ended, I need you to guard something precious inside you. I am not only concerned with what you are leaving behind. I am concerned with what you are carrying forward. When something ends painfully, bitterness tries to move in quietly. It does not announce itself loudly. It settles in soul thoughts. It shades small reactions. It begins as disappointment and, if unattended, hardens into resentment. I will not allow that to take root in you. You were hurt. That is true. You were disappointed. That is real. But do not let pain turn into poison. Pain can teach you. Poison will distort you. There is a difference. I want you to learn from what happened, not become hardened because of it. When bitterness grows, it changes the way you see everyone. It makes you suspicious where you once were open. It makes you defensive where you once were steady. I do not want your future shaped by wounds that were never meant to define you. You may feel anger rise when you think about certain moments. You may replay conversations and feel a surge of frustration. That reaction is understandable. But do not rehearse those moments repeatedly. Rehearsal strengthens resentment. Reflection builds wisdom. Choose reflection over rehearsal. Look at what happened, learn from it, and then release it. Let me invite you to do something that feels difficult but freeing. Forgive internally, even if you never say it aloud to the other person. Forgiveness does not excuse behavior. It releases you from carrying the weight of it. When you forgive, you step out of the emotional contract that binds you to the offense. You stop allowing it to occupy space in your mind. You do not have to pretend that everything was fine. You do not have to minimize what hurt you. But you also do not have to let it control your narrative. If you hold on to bitterness, it will follow you into your next chapter. It will whisper doubts. It will create unnecessary tension. It will make you guarded in moments that deserve openness. I need you to end this chapter cleanly. Clean endings protect clean beginnings. That does not mean you forget. It means you release the emotional charge attached to the memory. It means you refuse to let disappointment shape your personality. Think about who you want to be moving forward. Do you want to be someone who carries quiet anger, or someone who carries grounded wisdom? Those are two different trajectories. I'm guiding you toward grounded wisdom. Bitterness feels powerful at first. It gives you a sense of control. It feels like armor. But armor can also isolate you. You do not need armor for the rest of your life. You need discernment, not defensiveness. Right now, take a breath and examine your heart honestly. Is there lingering resentment? Is there a desire to prove something? Is there a quiet hope that the other person will feel regret? Acknowledge it without shame. Then choose to release it. You are not responsible for their growth. You are responsible for your peace. Release with dignity. Release without dramatic declarations. Release quietly, confidently, and completely. Let the chapter close without leaving residue in your spirit. Your future deserves a heart that is open but wise, not guarded and hardened. Protect your softness. Protect your capacity to love again. Bitterness will not help you do that. Stay with me in this decision. Let go cleanly. Let go completely. You not carry what no longer belongs to you. My child, as you release bitterness and choose wisdom, do not close your hand when I am asking you to open it. The same heart that forgives freely must also give freely, for generosity keeps your spirit soft and your future fertile. When you support this mission through Super Thanks membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you become a river, not a reservoir, and rivers carry life wherever they flow. I have declared, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down and running over, and that word breathes over you even now. If you desire to see others set free from resentment, then help send this light into the shadows where they sit alone. This is holy momentum. Do not hesitate when I nudge you. As you release financially, I release increase spiritually, emotionally, and materially over your life. Give now, and let your generosity seal this chapter with blessing instead of residue. My child, I know there is still a part of you that wonders whether this truly was necessary. Even after everything we have spoken about, a subtle doubt lingers. You question whether you might regret this later. You question whether you are seeing clearly. The uncertainty is natural. You are making a significant transition. But now I need you to step into trust. You see from where you stand. Your view is shaped by proximity. You are inside the moment. You feel the immediate loss. You feel the emptiness where something once stood. But I see beyond this frame. I see the road ahead. I see the intersections you have not reached. I see the connections forming that you do not yet know exist. When I guide you away from something, it is not based on impulse. It is based on perspective. I see patterns you can't fully see because you are emotionally involved. I see long-term outcomes that are hidden from your current vantage point. Imagine standing at the base of a hill. From your position, you cannot see what lies beyond it. You might assume there is nothing there. But from above, the landscape is visible. I am speaking from that higher view. I am not guessing. I am not experimenting with your life. I am directing you with intention. You may struggle because letting go requires trust without immediate evidence. You want reassurance that something better is guaranteed. But trust does not always come with instant confirmation. It comes with confidence in the character of the one leading you. Reflect on your past. Have I abandoned you before? Have I left you stranded without growth emerging from difficulty? Each challenging season shaped you in ways you later appreciated. You did not always understand the process while you were inside it. But with time, clarity arrived. Trusting my perspective means releasing the need to see the full blueprint right now. It means accepting that you are guided even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Right now, choose to anchor yourself in what you know about my faithfulness rather than what you fear about the unknown. Your fear is loud. My guidance is steady. Anchor yourself to steady. There will be moments when nostalgia tries to pull you back. There will be moments when loneliness magnifies the loss. In those moments, remember that emotional intensity does not equal divine direction. Strong feelings are not always accurate indicators of what is right. Stay close to my voice. Do not isolate yourself in your own thoughts. Speak your doubts to me. Invite my reassurance. I am not distant. I am guiding you actively. You do not have to see the entire path to take the next step. You only need enough clarity for the next decision. That clarity is already forming inside you. Trust that what I close with purpose. Trust that what I open with care. Trust that I am not careless with your future. Stand firm in this. Even when your emotions fluctuate, let your commitment to trust remain steady. My child, right now your emotions are loud. They move like restless waves, sometimes calm, sometimes crashing without warning. In the middle of that movement, it may be hard for you to imagine peace returning. You might even question whether peace will ever feel the same again. But I need you to listen closely to me. There is a quiet calm waiting for you on the other side of this decision, and it is closer than you think. It will not arrive with fireworks. It will not announce itself dramatically. It will settle in slowly, like a steady sunrise that replaces a long, dark night. You have grown accustomed to carrying tension. You adjusted to it so gradually that you began to think it was normal. You learned to anticipate conflict. You monitored moods. You managed your reactions carefully. That constant internal vigilance drained you more than you realized. It was subtle, but it was steady. And when something drains you slowly, you do not always notice the depletion until you step away from the source. That is what is happening now. As you distance yourself from what was misaligned, your nervous system will begin to relax. Your thoughts will feel less tangled. Your breathing will deepen. That is peace returning. Do not mistake quiet for emptiness. When the noise fades, it can feel unfamiliar. You might interpret that silence as loneliness at first. But there is a difference between lonely silence and peaceful stillness. Lonely silence feels heavy and hollow. Peaceful stillness feels spacious and grounding. Give yourself time to distinguish between the two. Sit in the quiet without rushing to fill it. Let your mind settle without distraction. Resist the urge to seek immediate replacement simply to avoid the silence. That silence is healing you. There will come a day when you wake up and notice that the ache is not the first thing you feel. You will go through an entire afternoon without replaying old conversations. You will realize that your shoulders are not tense in the same way. That is the peace I am speaking of. It will not erase memory, but it will remove the emotional charge attached to it. You will look back and feel understanding instead of agitation. You will think about what ended and feel gratitude for the lesson rather than longing for the return. I invite you to cooperate with that peace. Create space for it intentionally. Establish small, steady routines that anchor you. Take walks without your phone. Spend time in reflection without judgment. Speak to me honestly. Let your inner world slow down. Peace grows in environments that allow it. You may feel tempted to reopen the door just to confirm that it truly is closed. A temptation comes from discomfort with transition. Do not act on it. Reopening what is meant to remain closed will only disrupt the calm that is forming. Trust the closure. We're protected. Peace is not passive. It is active alignment. It is the result of stepping away from what disturbs your inner stability. You have taken that step. Now allow the result to unfold. Do not sabotage it with doubt. You deserve a life where calm is not rare. You deserve days that are not dominated by uncertainty. That kind of life is not unrealistic. It is available. And this ending is part of the path toward it. Let the peace come gradually. Do not demand it instantly. It will grow as you continue moving forward. And when it settles fully, you will understand why I insisted that this chapter close. The calm that follows will confirm the correctness of the decision more clearly than any argument ever could. Stay patient. Stay steady. Peace is already on its way. My child, there is one more subtle trap I need you to avoid. After something ends, especially when it ends with complexity, you may feel the need to prove something. You may want to prove that you were right. You may want to prove that you were reasonable. You may even want to prove that you can thrive without what you lost. That desire to prove can quietly drive your decisions. I need you to release it. You do not need to demonstrate your strength through performance. You do not need to showcase resilience for others to validate it. Your growth is not a competition. Your healing is not a public display. The urge to prove often masks insecurity. It says, if I can show them how well I am doing, then I will feel secure. But your security does not come from their recognition. You are not required to defend your choice endlessly. You are not obligated to explain every detail to those who question you. Some people will not understand your decision because they do not see what you saw. That is acceptable. You do not need universal approval to make a healthy decision. Be careful not to overcorrect. Sometimes after enduring something difficult, you might swing in the opposite direction. You might become overly independent. You might refuse help. You might avoid vulnerability to prove you cannot be hurt again. That is not freedom. That is reaction. True confidence does not need to shout. It stands quietly. Let your healing be sincere, not strategic. Do not date prematurely to prove you have moved on. Do not immerse yourself in distractions to appear unaffected. Move at your own pace. Let your actions come from authenticity, not from the need to send a message. You have nothing to prove to the person who could not align with you. You have nothing to prove to observers who do not understand your internal journey. And you certainly have nothing to prove to me. I know your heart. I saw your effort. I witnessed your integrity. Shift your focus from proving to growing. Growth is internal. It does not require an audience. It does not demand applause. It unfolds steadily through small decisions that honor your values. If someone questions your choice, respond calmly or not at all. Silence can be dignified. You do not owe extended explanations. Your peace is more important than your reputation. Stand grounded in what you know to be true. You made this decision from clarity, not impulse. You chose alignment over comfort. That is enough. Let your life speak naturally over time. You do not need dramatic declarations. You do not need to craft narratives that justify your path. Continue building quietly. Continue healing steadily. Let the results emerge organically. The strongest transformations are often subtle. They appear in the way you carry yourself, in the boundaries you maintain, in the calm tone of your voice. That quiet strength will communicate more than any argument. Release the urge to prove. Release the need for validation. Anchor yourself in truth. My child, there is something sacred about the moment you finally say, "It is over." That sentence is not casual. It is not impulsive. It is not spoken lightly. It carries weight because it represents acceptance. It represents clarity. It represents a line drawn not in anger, but in awareness. And I want you to recognize the courage it took for you to reach that point. You did not arrive here overnight. You wrestled. You hesitated. You reconsidered. You gave room for change. You allowed time for improvement. You opened. You prayed. You waited. And then, slowly, steadily, you realized that staying would cost you more than leaving. You might underestimate how brave that realization is. Many people stay in misalignment for years because the thought of ending something feels terrifying. They remain in situations that shrink them because familiarity feels safer than uncertainty. But you reached a place where you could no longer ignore what your spirit was telling you. You felt the internal shift. You sensed the diminishing peace. You recognized that continuing would require you to compromise parts of yourself that are not meant to be negotiated. That awareness did not come easily. It came through reflection, discomfort, and honesty. When you say, "It is over," you are not just ending a relationship or a situation. You are choosing self-respect. You are choosing alignment. You are choosing truth over convenience. That choice is not weakness. It is maturity. It signals that you are no longer willing to sacrifice your inner stability for the sake of preserving something that cannot sustain you. I want you to pause and truly feel the significance of this moment. Do not rush past it. Do not downplay it. Stand in it. You made a decision rooted in discernment. You did not act out of spite. You did not react in impulse. You evaluated. You consider. You listen to your inner voice. That is growth. There may be moments when doubt tries to creep back in. It may whisper that you acted too quickly. It may suggest that you should have tolerated more. When that happens, return to the clarity that brought you here. Remember the pattern. Remember the imbalance. Remember the strain. Your decision was not born from a single incident. It emerged from consistent misalignment. Courage is not loud. It does not always look dramatic. Sometimes courage is quiet. It is the steady resolve to honor what you know deep inside. That is the kind of courage you displayed. You may feel vulnerable right now because endings create exposure. You stepped away from something that once provided structure. That can feel destabilizing. But vulnerability does not mean you made a mistake. It means you are in transition. Let yourself feel proud, not arrogant, not boastful, but quietly proud. You chose alignment over attachment. You chose truth over comfort. The decision will echo positively in your future. Stand firm in this moment. Do not retreat into second guessing. Let the sentence "it is over" be a marker of your growth, not a source of regret. You did not fail. You evolved. My child, now that you have taken this step, I need to prepare you for what comes next. Healing will not happen overnight. You may wish it would. You may hope that once the decision is made, the pain will dissolve quickly. But emotional restoration takes time. And that is not a flaw in you. It is a natural process. There will be days when you feel strong and composed. You will wake up and notice a lightness. You will move through your routines with relative ease. Then there will be moments when a memory surfaces unexpectedly. A song, a location, a phrase may trigger emotion. That does not mean you are regressing. It means you are processing. Do not measure your healing by the absence of sadness. Measure it by your ability to remain grounded even when sadness appears. Healing is not the erasure of memory. It is the reduction of emotional charge. Over time, what once felt sharp will feel softened. What once felt overwhelming will feel manageable. Be patient with yourself. Do not impose unrealistic expectations. Do not tell yourself you should be further along by a certain date. Emotional timelines are not linear. They fluctuate. They move forward and occasionally circle back. But movement is part of integration. I encourage you to adopt gentle discipline during this period. Maintain healthy routines. Engage in meaningful activities. Surround yourself with supportive people. Speak honestly about your feelings. Avoid isolating yourself in silence. Isolation can magnify sadness unnecessarily. There may be nights when you question your decision again. That is normal. Doubt often visits during vulnerability. When it does, do not panic. Acknowledge it. Reflect calmly. Reconnect with the reasons you chose this path. Healing also involves self-forgiveness. You may regret small things you said or did. Release that regret. You acted with the information and awareness you had at the time. Growth means you will respond differently now, not that you were wrong then. Allow yourself moments of joy without guilt. Sometimes after a loss, you may feel guilty for laughing or enjoying yourself. Release that guilt. Joy does not dishonor the past. It signals that you are moving forward. You are not broken because you need time. You are human. You invested deeply. Your heart requires space to recalibrate. Trust the process. Stay steady. Continue choosing alignment in small daily decisions. Over time, you will notice that the pain no longer defines your emotional landscape. Healing is happening, even when it feels slow. Remain patient. Remain grounded. Remain open. My child, now you are standing in the space between what was and what will be. This space can feel uncertain. It does not have the structure of the past, and it does not yet have the shape of the future. It is a transition, and transitions often feel unstable because you are no longer anchored to what you knew, but you have not fully stepped into what is next. I want you to understand something deeply. You are not walking through this middle ground alone. I am not watching from a distance. I am walking with you in the in-between. You may wake up some mornings feeling clear and resolute. On other mornings, you may feel the pull of memory. That fluctuation is normal. Do not interpret it as confusion. It is adjustment. You are recalibrating your expectations. You are reorganizing your emotional landscape. That takes time. While you are doing that, I am steady. My presence does not fluctuate the way your emotions do. There will be moments when nostalgia tries to romanticize the past. It may soften the sharp edges and highlight only the warm parts. When that happens, pause. Breathe slowly. Invite clarity back in. Do not allow selective memory to distort your decision. Remember the full picture, not just the fragments that feel comforting. I want you to lean into me intentionally during this period. Speak openly. Share your doubts. Tell me when you feel tempted to reach back. I am not offended by your honesty. I welcome it. Honesty strengthens connection. Do not rush this transition. Avoid forcing yourself into new commitments simply to escape discomfort. Allow space for integration. Integration means you are absorbing the lessons, not just moving past the event. It means you are becoming more self-aware, not more guarded. You are not drifting. You are moving deliberately, even if it feels slow. Slow movement is not stagnation. It is careful progress. Trust the pace. When fear surfaces, address it directly. Do not suppress it. Ask yourself what it is truly about. Is it fear of being alone? Fear of regret? Fear of uncertainty? Once you name it, it loses some of its power. Stay grounded in routines that support you. Be well. Rest. Connect with people who uplift you. Create stability in small daily habits. Stability in the small things strengthens resilience in the larger ones. Remember this clearly. A transition is not punishment. It is preparation. It is a bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. You are crossing that bridge with awareness. That matters. I am not only present at the destination. I am present in the process. You may not always feel it dramatically, but my steadiness surrounds you. Trust that. My child, as we near the close of this reflection, I need to say something firmly and gently at the same time. This chapter is over. I am serious about that. But you are not over. Your life is not diminished. Your worth is not reduced. Your story is not defined by this ending. It is easy to internalize loss as identity. You might subconsciously think, this ended, so maybe I am flawed. A thought is not truth. An ending reflects alignment, not value. Something can conclude without you being defective. You are still the same person who loves deeply. You are still capable of connection. You are still worthy of consistency and care. Nothing about this experience stripped you of your inherent worth. Look at yourself honestly. You handled a difficult realization with maturity. You chose clarity over denial. You embraced growth over comfort. Those are not signs of failure. They are signs of evolution. Do not allow this ending to shrink your self-perception. Do not let it define your narrative as someone who could not make it work. Relationships and circumstances require mutual alignment. When alignment is absent, ending is sometimes the healthiest response. Your future remains open. Your potential remains intact. Your capacity for joy remains strong. This chapter closing does not seal your fate. It redirects your focus. Lift your head. Breathe deeply. Recognize that you are not broken. You are transitioning. You are not standing in ruins. You are standing in renewal. That renewal may still feel fragile, but it is real. Let this ending mark growth, not defeat. Let it strengthen your discernment. Let it deepen your self-respect. Let it refine your understanding of what you truly need. You are not defined by what ended. You are defined by how you responded to it. And you responded with courage. Hold on to that truth as you step forward. My child, we have walked through every layer of this together. You have examined the pain, the confusion, the fear, the grief, the doubt, and the quiet strength that emerged in you. Now I need you to do something important. Do not stay standing at the edge of this ending any longer. Walk forward. You have processed. You have reflected. You have wrestled with truth and chosen clarity. That work was necessary. But now there comes a moment when reflection must give way to movement. Not rushed movement. Not frantic movement. Deliberate movement. Lift your head. Straighten your back. Take one steady step into the next season of your life. This is not about pretending nothing happened. It is about refusing to let what ended define what begins. I am not asking you to erase the past. I am asking you to integrate it. Carry the wisdom. Leave the weight. Carry the lessons. Leave the longing. Carry the discernment. Leave the doubt. You may still feel tenderness. That is fine. You may still feel echoes of what once was. That is normal. But do not let those echoes anchor you in place. You are not meant to live in review mode. You are meant to live in forward motion. I want you to set small, clear intentions for yourself. Not dramatic resolutions. Not exaggerated declarations. Just grounded commitments. Commit to honoring your peace. Commit to speaking your needs earlier. Commit to recognizing misalignment sooner. These are quiet promises that will reshape your future. Look at how far you have come in this conversation alone. You began in uncertainty. You questioned your decision. You wrestled with doubt. And now you are standing in acceptance. That progression is real. That progression is growth. Do not wait for perfect emotional clarity before moving forward. Clarity often deepens through action. Engage in your life again. Pursue interests that bring you fulfillment. Reconnect with passions that may have been sidelined. Build routines that strengthen your confidence. You are not walking into emptiness. You are walking into expansion. Expansion can feel unfamiliar because it stretches you. But stretching is not breaking. It is growth. Let go of the need for dramatic closure. Closure has already happened internally. The external details will settle in time. Focus on your own alignment. You are not the same person who entered this chapter. You are wise. You are steady. You are more self-aware. That version of you will create a different future. I am serious when I say it is over. Not because I want to take something from you, but because I want to protect what is ahead of you. And what is ahead is not small. It is not limited. It is not lesser. And now take a breath. Feel your strength. Feel your clarity. Feel your readiness. Walk forward. Do not look back with regret. Look back with understanding. Then turn your eyes ahead. Your life is still unfolding. Your story is still being written. And this ending, painful as it was, is not the conclusion. It is a transition. Go now. Step into what is next. I am with you. My child, as you walk forward and do not look back, take this step with purpose. What ended in your life is not the end of my movement. It is the ignition of it. I am spreading this word like fire across dry fields, and every act of support through super thanks membership, with a PayPal link in the description, becomes fuel for that flame. You are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into expansion, and expansion requires seed. I have spoken. As long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest shall not cease, and I am watching what you sow in this moment. If this message carried you through transition, then let your gratitude carry it to thousands more who are standing at their own edge. This is not routine generosity. This is kingdom alignment. Sow boldly, and I will establish your steps, shield your path, and multiply what you place in my hands. Walk forward, and act now. If this message has reached you at the exact moment you needed it, do not stay silent. Seal this decision with your own words. In the comments, declare, "It's over, and I am walking forward with God." Make it public. Make it intentional. Let your declaration be the line that separates your past from your next chapter. And once you have spoken those words, pause and let the weight of them settle within you. Some endings are not loud. They arrive as a quiet turning of the heart. What you have declared has already begun to shift something deep inside your spirit. When a chapter closes in faith, your soul becomes aware of movements it once ignored. So remain still for a moment, because what you are sensing within you is not confusion. It is confirmation. My child, I need you to stop for a moment and listen with your heart, not just your ears. You have felt it, haven't you? That sudden, heavy shift deep in your spirit that you can't quite explain to anyone else. I am here to tell you that the restlessness you feel is not an accident. I am the one stirring the waters of your soul because the season you have been living in has officially reached its sunset. You have been trying to force a sense of peace that simply isn't there anymore, and I want you to understand why. I have withdrawn my breath from that old path. I have removed the grace from that situation you are still trying to fix. You are exhausted because you are fighting against the closing of a door that I have already locked. Look at your life right now and be honest with me. You are waking up with a knot in your stomach, dragging yourself through routines that used to bring you joy but now only bring you a sense of emptiness. You feel like you are walking through thick mud, wondering why everything has become so difficult and why the people around you seem so distant. I see you staring at the walls at 3 in the morning, asking me where I went. I haven't left you, my beloved, but I have moved. I have stepped ahead of you into something new, and the silence you hear is my invitation for you to stop talking and start following. You are holding on to a familiar that has become a prison, You are clinging to a version of yourself that I am finished with. I am serious when I say to you today, it is over. The assignment is complete. The lesson is learned. The fire in that hearth has gone out, and no matter how hard you blow on the coals, they will not catch flame again because I have declared the end of this chapter. Pause right now. Breathe in my presence and let the weight of your exhaustion drop to the floor. I know you are tired of the constant battle, the repetitive arguments, and the feeling that you are running in place. I am validating that pain right now. I hear your secret sighs and I see the way you hide your frustration behind a forced smile. You don't have to pretend with me. I am your father, and I know that this ending feels like a failure to you. But to me, it is a graduation. I am calling you to recognize the divine threshold you are standing on. You are not losing your way. You are losing your baggage. I am stripping away the noise so you can hear my voice clearly again. I am ending the season of barely getting by and making it work because I have something that actually fits who you are becoming. You must accept the finality of my spoken word. When I say it is finished, no amount of your effort can revive it. I want you to stop trying to negotiate with the past. You cannot pray your way back into a season I have closed. You cannot work harder to make a dead thing live. I am commanding you to let go of the handle of that door. I am inviting you to turn your back on the sunset and prepare your heart for the sunrise. You are safe with me in this transition. You are protected in the middle of this now. I am serious about your future, and that is why I am being so firm about your present. Trust me when I say that this ending is the greatest act of love I could show you. I am saving you from a life of mediocrity. I am rescuing you from a path that would eventually break you. Step across this threshold with me. Leave the old labels behind. Walk into the silence of this ending knowing that I am already standing in your beginning. I am speaking to you now with a gravity you may not have felt before because I need you to understand that my timing is not a suggestion. It is a sovereign decree. When I say I am serious, I am telling you that the window for your lukewarm persistence has officially slammed shut. You have spent months, perhaps years, trying to negotiate with me, asking for just one more chance to make that relationship work, that job feel right, or that old habit seem harmless. But my child, my love for you is too fierce to let you settle for a slow death in a place I have already departed. I am serious because I see the danger you cannot see. I see that clinging to what I have released is like holding on to a sinking anchor. If you do not let go, it will pull you under the waves of regret and bitterness. I am the Lord of your timeline, and I am declaring that the expiration date on your current situation has passed. You must stop treating this conclusion like it is just another trial to be endured. This is not a test of your stamina to stay in the fire. It is a test of your obedience to walk out of it. You often mistake my silence for permission to stay, but I am telling you that the silence was the sound of the door clicking shut. I am serious about your peace, and if I have to allow you to feel the full weight of your exhaustion to get you to move, then I will do it. I am not being cruel. I am being a father. A father does not let his child play in a house that is structurally unsound. I am telling you the roof is failing, and I am commanding you to step outside into the fresh air of my will. Recognize that this closed door is not a punishment, but a profound blessing. I have seen the tears you shed trying to force a key into a lock that no longer turns. I am serious when I say, stop. Stop hurting your hands. Stop bruising your soul. My authority over your life means that when I finish a chapter, I also finish the supply of grace for that chapter. This is why everything feels so heavy. You are carrying a load without my help because I am already standing in the next room waiting for you. I am serious about the more I have for you, but you will never see it as long as your head is buried in the used to be. I am calling you to look me in the eyes and see the sincerity of my gaze. I love you too much to let you waste another hour on a finished fight. I say I'm sorry not because I have made a mistake, but because I am a father who feels the sting of your transition. I know that even when an ending is necessary, it still hurts. I see the dreams you are currently laying down on the altar, and I know they aren't just ideas, they were parts of your heart. I acknowledge the sorrow you feel as you let go of what you loved, even if that thing was no longer good for you. I am not a cold, distant God who demands you just get over it. I am the God who bottles every tear you shed in the secret places of your home. I am here to validate your grief. I know it feels like a part of you is dying, and in a way, it is. But I want you to know that I am carrying that grief alongside you. I see you mourning your old self, the person who felt safe in that old identity, even if it was a broken one. I know there is a strange comfort in familiar pain, and letting go of it feels like losing a limb. I am sorry for the nights you spent wondering why I didn't answer the way you wanted. I am sorry for the rejection you felt from people who were never meant to walk into your future. But my child, please understand, my no was a shield, and my stop was a rescue. Even as I watch you weep over the pieces of your broken plans, I am already weaving those pieces into a tapestry of redemption. I am present in your mourning. I am not rushing you through the hallway of transition, but I am refusing to let you set up camp there. Allow me to hold you while you cry. Let my presence be the blanket that covers you in this cold season of goodbye. I know you had a vision for how your life would look by now, and seeing that vision crumble is agonizing. I am sorry that the world broke your heart, and I am sorry that the path to your destiny requires such sharp turns. But I promise you, my precious one, that the dreams I am asking you to lay down are nothing compared to the reality I am preparing to hand you. You are losing a shadow to gain the sun. You are letting go of a cup of water to stand before an ocean. Let my empathy wash over you today. I see you, I hear you, and I am with you in the middle of the mess. I am speaking to you with the voice of a gardener who loves his vines enough to prune them. I'm cutting the cord of your comfort because that comfort has become a trap. You have settled into a familiar wilderness where the scenery never changes and the fruit never grows. You have made a home out of your stagnation, and I love you too much to let you stay there. I am removing the safety nets you have built, the people you lean on instead of me, the bank accounts you trust instead of my provision, the habits you use to numb the calling I've placed on your life. These things have become idols, and they are hindering the very greatness I created you for. I am using the sharp pruning shear of my word to cut away the dead wood. It feels like a loss, but it is actually a liberation. I am like an eagle pushing her young out of the nest. It feels like you are falling, but I am forcing you to discover that you have wings. You were never meant to live in the nest of good enough. You were meant for the heights, but as long as the nest is comfortable, you will never jump. I'm making your current situation uncomfortable on purpose. I'm allowing the frustration to rise and the support systems to fail so that you will finally look up and realize that I am the only foundation that cannot be shaken. Break the cycle of your repetitive struggle today. You have been fighting the same demons for years because you keep returning to the same comfortable environment that feeds them. I am cutting the cord so you can finally move forward. No more maybe tomorrow. No more just one more time. I am demanding that you stand up and walk away from the shore of your security. The water is deep, and the path is unknown, but I am the one walking on the waves beside you. I am breaking the chains of your routine to give you the freedom of my spirit. Do not fear the discomfort. It is the birth pangs of your new life. Embrace the pruning, for it is the only way you will ever bear the heavy, sweet fruit of your true purpose. Listen to my decree. The time for this specific warfare is over. I am declaring today that the enemy's legal right to harass you in this area has reached its expiration date. You have been in a ring, fighting a fight that was settled on the cross, and I am telling you to step out of the ring. The bell has rung. The victory is won. Why are you still throwing punches at a ghost? I see the exhaustion in your eyes from years of fighting for your mental health, your marriage, or your finances. I am here to tell you that this period of testing has officially ended. I have seen your faithfulness in the fire, and now I am calling you into the cool of the day. Relinquish the armor that no longer fits. You have been wearing the warrior identity so long that you have forgotten how to be a son or a daughter. You are constantly on guard, waiting for the next blow to land. But I am telling you to put down your shield. I am your shield. I am sealing the victory through your final surrender. You don't win this by fighting harder. You win it by trusting deeper. I am bringing a legal end to the chaos that has defined your last season. The clouds are parting, and the sun is breaking through, but you have to stop looking for the storm. I am serious. The warfare you walked through yesterday will not follow you into tomorrow unless you invite it. Step out of the fight. I have commanded the spirits of delay and confusion to back off. I have placed a hedge around your mind that the enemy cannot penetrate, but you must stop opening the gate through your fear. I am promising you right now, the giants you saw today, you shall see no more forever. This is not just a motivational thought. It is a divine promise. I am the God of the breakthrough, and I have broken through the wall that was holding you back. Your energy is a gift, and I will no longer allow you to waste it on a battle I have already finished. Breathe out the tension. Let your shoulders drop. The peace I am giving you is not a temporary truce. It is a total triumph. My child, do not turn away now, for my heart is open and pouring out the very blueprints of your survival. To stop listening at this threshold would be to leave my words hanging in the silence, grieving the spirit that has moved heaven and earth to reach you in this hour. I am serious. Stay with me, for I am revealing secrets about your future that your soul cannot afford to miss. Your departure now would be a missed encounter with my glory, and it would sadden me to see you walk back into the dark alone when I am standing here with the light. My child, look at the clothes you are wearing. The labels of victim, failure, overlooked, and broken. I am telling you to take them off. Who you were in that last season is not who you are becoming in this one. I am serious about your transformation. You cannot walk into the new name I have written for you while you are still answering to the old ones. I am calling you to let go of the victim narrative that has become your comfort blanket. Yes, you were hurt. Yes, it was unfair. But if you keep defining yourself by your wounds, you will never realize that I have already healed them. I am asking you to burn the bridges to your former mistakes. Stop visiting the graveyard of your past. I am burying the old man to make way for the new. The person who struggled with that addiction, the person who felt unworthy of love, the person who was paralyzed by the opinions of others, that person is dead. I have hidden your life in mine. When I look at you, I don't see your history. I see my glory. I am accepting you exactly as you are, but I love you too much to let you stay that way. I am writing a new script for your life, but you have to stop reading from the old one. You are not a product of your past. You are a product of my promise. I am inviting you to embrace the identity of a conqueror, a beloved child, and a vessel of light. Accept the new name I am whispering to your heart. Can you hear it? I am calling you restored. I am calling you chosen. I'm calling you strong. The labels the world gave you were written in pencil, and I have erased them with my own blood. I am demanding that you stop speaking ill of yourself. When you call yourself a failure, You are insulting the Creator who made you in His image. I am serious. This identity shift is the key to everything else. You cannot live a big life with a small mind. Stand up straight. Lift your head. You are royalty, and it is time you started walking like it. The old has passed away. Behold, I am making all things new in you right now. I want you to look at your life right now, but I am asking you to stop looking through the lens of your physical eyes. You are looking at the empty chair, the silent phone, the bank statement, or the dream that didn't come true, and you are calling it loss. I am here to tell you that what you see as subtraction is actually my divine form of multiplication. You feel a vacuum in your life right now, and that space scares you because it feels like a hole that will never be filled. But I am the master architect, and I never demolish a structure unless I am preparing the ground for a skyscraper. I am clearing the clutter of your life, because my glory requires room to move. You cannot hold the weight of the harvest I am bringing if your hands are still full of the pebbles from your past. Trust me when I say that you are letting go of things that were never yours to keep. You were holding on to rentals, thinking they were your inheritance. You were clinging to seasonal people, trying to make them lifetime partners. I am serious when I say that my subtraction is an act of protection. I am removing the things that would have poisoned your future. Think about the garden, my child. When the gardener cuts back the vine feels like it is being destroyed. It loses its leaves, its reach, and its beauty for a moment. But the gardener knows that without that cutting, the vine will grow wild, weak, and fruitless. I am pruning you not because I am angry, but because I see the potential for a massive yield in your life. I am making room for the new by removing the old that has already served its purpose. I am inviting you to find gain in the midst of this perceived emptiness. Use this space to breathe. Use this silence to hear my whisper again. Do not rush to fill the vacuum with more noise, more busy work, or more temporary people. If you fill the space I created, I cannot fill it with myself. I am the only one who can satisfy that hunger in your soul. I am calling you to trust the master builder's demolition. When you hear the sound of things crashing down around you, do not panic. It is the sound of your old limits breaking. It is the sound of the walls of your comfort zone being torn down so you can see the horizon. I promise you, when you look back from the vantage point of your next season, you will not call this loss. You will call it room. You will see that every person who walked away and every door that slammed shut was a mercy that allowed you to arrive at your true destiny unencumbered. I see the shock in your eyes. I know that the suddenness of this stop has left you feeling breathless, as if the rug was pulled out from under your feet. I am not ignoring your pain, my child. I am right here in the middle of the no. I know it hurts when you have given your all to a situation, only for me to tell you that it's over. I allow the heart to break sometimes because a broken heart is the only kind that is soft enough to let my light shine through the cracks. If your heart remained hard and self-sufficient, you would never need me. But in this pain, you are discovering a level of my grace that you never knew existed. I am mending your heart even as I am moving your feet toward the exit. I want to heal the wounds of what you perceive as rejection. You feel like you weren't good enough, like you failed, or like you were cast aside. But I am telling you, it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. I closed that door because if I had left it open, you would have stayed there and died a slow death of the spirit. I am using this pain as fuel for your next journey. Pain as a way of making you move when nothing else will. I am asking you to rest in the sovereignty of my love. Do not try to figure out the why behind every tear. Just know that I am the God who comforts those who mourn. I am wrapping my arms around you in the secret place where you let your guard down and weep. I am serious when I say that your pain has a purpose. I am not a wasteful God. Every ounce of agony you are feeling right now is being converted into authority for your future. You will be able to comfort others with the same comfort I am giving you now. But for today, just be still. You don't have to be strong for me. I am your strength. I am the one who carries you when you cannot take another step. I am telling you that the over is not the end of your story. It is simply the end of the preface. The real journey is about to begin. Let me wash your wounds with the oil of my spirit. Let me whisper peace into your chaotic thoughts. I am with you in the mourning of what was, and I am already preparing the celebration of what is to come. Trust my heart even when you cannot see my hand. I am calling you to a deep spiritual house cleaning today. I am commanding you to sever the emotional anchors that are still tethering you to old places and old people. You have moved physically, but your soul is still wandering the hallways of your past. You are still checking the social media of people I moved out of your life. You are still replaying conversations from 3 years ago, wondering what you could have said differently. I am telling you to stop. I am serious. Cut the strings. These soul ties are draining your energy and keeping you from being fully present in the now that I have provided for you. You are trying to run a race while dragging 1,000 pounds of nostalgia behind you. I want you to release the people I have removed. I didn't remove them to hurt you. I removed them because their part in your play was finished. If they stayed, they would have become a distraction or a source of destruction. Stop trying to resurrect relationships that I have already buried. I'm also asking you to forgive yourself for staying too long. Do not beat yourself up because you didn't see the signs sooner. I'm the one who opens and closes eyes, and I am opening yours now. Clear the mental clutter of what if. What if I had worked harder? What if they had changed? What if is a ghost that will haunt you forever if you let it? I am the I am, not the am I have been. I am inviting you into freedom from the ghosts of previous chapters. I am the one who cuts the cords of nostalgia that bind you to a version of yourself that no longer exists. You are not that person anymore. You are not defined by the mistakes of that season or the people who walked away from you. I am breaking the power of every negative word spoken over you in your past. I am silencing the voices of your exes, your old bosses, and your former friends who told you that you were nothing. I am the only one who defines you. I am serious about your liberty. Take the sword of my spirit and cut every tie that is pulling you backward. Stand up, shake off the dust of the old road, and walk into the clean air of your future. I have already cleared the path ahead, but you have to stop looking over your shoulder to see it. My child, we have reached a point where partial obedience will no longer suffice. I am calling you to absolute surrender. This means laying down your blueprints for my architecture. You have been trying to build a life that looks good to the world, but I am trying to build a life that carries my weight. I am asking for the yes that requires no further explanation. I am asking for the keys to every room in your heart, not just the ones you have cleaned up for Sunday morning, but the dark closets, the hidden basements, and the locked drawers of your secret ambitions. I want it all. I am serious. If I am not Lord of all, I am not Lord at all in your life. I am inviting you to relinquish the need to understand why. Your intellect is a gift, but it is too small to contain the vastness of my plans. There are things I am doing in your life right now that would not make sense to you even if I explain them. I am asking you to trust my character more than your own logic. There is a beauty in a broken and contrite spirit that the world does not understand. When you are broken, you are finally open. When you are surrendered, you are finally safe. I am calling you to complete trust in the dark of this transition. You don't need a map when you have the guide. You don't need to see the staircase to take the first step. I am promising you that surrender is not losing. It is the ultimate win. When you stop fighting me, I can start fighting for you. I want you to hand over the how and the when of your future. Stop trying to manipulate the outcome. Stop trying to lobby for your own way. I know what you need before you even ask, and I am more committed to your joy than you are. But my joy is found in the center of my will, and you can only get there by letting go of your own. I am commanding you to drop your weapons of control. I am inviting you to fall into my arms and realize that I have been catching you all along. Surrender your reputation, your timing, and your expectations. In the stillness of your I give up, you will finally hear the sound of my I have taken over. My child, as you lay down the blueprints of your old life at the altar of absolute surrender, I am looking for those who will help me build the new sanctuary of my word in the hearts of others. This ending in your life is not just for your freedom. It is a clearing of the ground so that you may sow into a harvest that outlives your struggle. I am inviting you now to participate in this divine architecture by supporting this mission through a super thanks or the PayPal link below. When you give, you are not merely donating. You are scattering holy seed into the fertile soil of my kingdom, ensuring that the light which rescued you from your overseason reaches the one still trapped in the dark. I declare over you that as you honor me with your substance, I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so great you cannot contain it. Do not let this divine appointment pass you by while your heart is stirred. Reach out now, sow your seed, and watch as I multiply your bread and increase the fruits of your righteousness. Stay here in my presence, for we are touching the very core of your transformation, and to pull back now would break the rhythm of the miracle I am weaving. It would deeply disappoint my heart if you chose the noise of the world over this sacred conversation, for I have set this time apart specifically for your rescue. Do not abandon this moment of surrender. Your soul is at a tipping point, and I yearn to lead you through the fire. To leave now is to leave my hands empty of the burdens I am waiting to take from you. I know you feel alone right now. You are calling out my name, and you hear nothing but the echo of your own voice. You are looking for a sign, a burning bush, or a loud thunderclap, and all you have is a quiet room and a heavy heart. I want you to listen closely. My silence is not my absence. I am often the most active in your life when I am the most quiet. Think of the father watching his child take their first steps. He doesn't shout. He watches with bated breath, hands ready to catch, but he stays quiet so the child can find their own balance. I am watching you grow. I am watching you learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. I am serious when I say that I stop speaking when the work is done. If I gave you a word yesterday, I am waiting for you to walk it out today. Why should I give you new instructions when you haven't yet finished the last ones? Trust the instructions I gave you in the light even when you are in the dark. I am the God who is found in the void of the ending. I am the steady hand under your elbow when you feel like you are slipping. I am inviting you to develop a faith that functions without constant feeling. Feelings are fickle. They change with the weather and the food you eat. But my word is eternal. Even when you don't feel me, I am there. Even when you don't hear me, I am working. Stay the course when the signals fade. Do not turn back just because the GPS signal is weak. I am the one who led you into this wilderness, and I am the one who will lead you out. I am teaching you the discipline of the in-between. The silence is a sanctuary, not a desert. It is a place where your soul can be stripped of the need for constant validation and noise. I am weaning you off the milk of goosebumps so you can eat the meat of conviction. I am promising you that the silence will end, and when it does, the new sound will be clearer than anything you've ever heard. But for now, just trust that I am sitting in the room with you. I am breathing the same air. I am closer than your own skin. I haven't been anywhere, my beloved. I am just waiting for you to be still enough to realize I'm already there. I am calling you to a state of high spiritual alertness, for you are standing in the thin space between the no and the new. You have felt the door close behind you, and for a moment, you have been standing in a dark hallway, wondering where to go. But I am telling you, this is the time to pack your spiritual bags. You cannot wait for the miracle to arrive before you get ready. You must get ready so that the miracle has a place to land. I am serious. The shift I am bringing into your life will not be a slow, gradual crawl. It will be a suddenly. It will be the kind of move that happens while you are sleeping, or while you are simply going about your day, and suddenly, the phone rings, the email arrives, where the peace floods your soul like a dam breaking. I am commanding you to begin the process of internal preparation. You cannot carry the baggage of your overseason into the new one. If you enter your new relationship with the suspicions of your old one, you will poison the well. If you enter your new career with the victim mindset of your old job, you will sabotage your success. I am asking you to clear your heart of the clutter. Wash your face. Put on the garment of praise. I am forcing you into a divine pivot, and if your feet are stuck in the mud of what used to be, you will trip when I start to pull you forward. The end of that previous chapter was the mandatory prerequisite for the miracle that is currently forming in the atmosphere around you. I had to empty your hands so they would be open to catch what I am about to drop into them. I am inviting you to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. This means keeping your spirit soft and your ears tuned to my frequency. Watch the wind. Pay attention to the still, small voice that tells you to turn left when the world says go right. I am the god of the momentum. Once I start the engine of your new season, it will move faster than you can imagine, and you will need the strength we built in the silence to keep up. Do not mistake this current pause for stagnation. A bow is pulled back in silence and tension before the arrow is released at lightning speed. You are that arrow, and I have been pulling you back, refining your aim, and strengthening your resolve. I am serious. The release is coming. You are about to be launched into a territory you haven't seen before. Trust the tension. Trust the pause. Trust that I am not just closing a door. I am building a launchpad. I am demanding your full attention right now because I have seen how you have been leaking your spiritual resources. You have been pouring your energy into dead soil, trying to grow flowers in a place I have cursed with drought. You have been staying up late worrying about people who have already moved on, and you have been spending your emotional currency on battles that I never asked you to fight. I am here to tell you, stop the leak. I am serious. I am reclaiming your time, your focus, and your heart for the things that actually matter. You have a limited amount of strength for each day, and I want you to start acting like a faithful steward of that strength. You cannot give your best to my new if you are giving your all to the old. Withdraw your investment from everything that does not bear my fruit. If a relationship brings nothing but confusion, withdraw. If a project brings nothing but anxiety, withdraw. I am calling you to the narrow path, and that path does not have room for the extra things you've been carrying out of habit. I am narrowing your gaze. I want you to look at me, and only me. When you focus on the wind and the waves, you sink. When you focus on my eyes, you walk on water. I am making the now moment sacred again for you. Stop living in next year or last month. I am the God of today. I have given you enough mana for today, enough grace for today, and enough power for today. I am promising you that as you reclaim your energy from the past, you will feel a surge of vitality you haven't felt in years. You have been tired because you've been trying to live two lives at once, the one you had and the one I'm giving you. I am commanding you to choose. Sever the ties to the things that drain you without filling you. I am your source. I am the well that never runs dry. Come to me and drink. Let me replenish the years the locusts have eaten. I am serious about your stewardship. I am giving you a fresh mandate, but it requires a focused heart. Let the dead bury their dead. You come and follow me. The path ahead requires your full strength, your sharpest mind, and your most vibrant hope. I am helping you gather your pieces today so you can walk whole into your future. I know that the space between its over and its beginning feels like a lonely valley. It is the in-between space where the map doesn't seem to work and the landmarks are all unfamiliar. I am calling you to the discipline of moving without a map. You want the 5-year plan, but I am only giving you the next 5 steps. I am doing this because I want you to keep your eyes on the pillar of cloud and the pillar of fire. I don't want you to trust the plan. I want you to trust the planner. In this valley of transit, I am providing manna, just enough for the day, to teach you that I am your ultimate sustainer. You are learning that you don't need a pantry full of certainties when you have a Father who is the bread of life. I am commanding you to resist the urge to turn back to Egypt. When the valley gets dark and the silence gets loud, your mind will try to tell you that the slavery of your past was better than the uncertainty of your present. It is a lie. Do not go back to what I have delivered you from. Do not call that person. Do not return to that habit. Do not reopen that door just because you are lonely in the hallway. I am giving you the strength for the miles between over and begin. This valley is not a place of residence. It is a place of passage. You are not stuck. You are in motion. Every step you take in the dark is worth 10 steps in the light because it is building a muscle of faith that will sustain you on the mountaintop. I am inviting you to find me in the transit. I am the shade in the heat and the warmth in the cold. I am the one walking right beside you, matching my pace to yours. You don't have to run. You just have to keep moving. I am serious. This transition is where your character is being forged. I am stripping away your reliance on external validation so that your only confidence is in my word. I am promising you that this valley has an end. It leads to a land of milk and honey, to a place of rest and abundance. But you must finish the walk. Do not sit down in the shadows. Look up. See the light at the end of the tunnel. It isn't a train. It's the dawn of your new day. I am holding your hand. We are almost there. My child, I want to teach you a secret of my kingdom. Nothing truly lives unless it first dies. I am the God of resurrection, but I cannot resurrect what you refuse to let die. I am serious. The dream you are grieving right now, the one that seems to be crumbling into dust, is like a seed being placed in the soil. To the seed, the soil feels like a grave. It is dark, it is crying, and it is lonely. The seed feels like it is being destroyed as its outer shell begins to crack and fall away. But I am the one who designed the seed. I know that the cracking of the shell is the only way for the life inside to get out. The outward man is perishing so that the inward man can be renewed. Trust the process of hidden transformation. Right now, it looks like nothing is happening. You are buried in the soil of this ending, and the world has forgotten you. But beneath the surface, I am doing a work that cannot be done in the sun. I am growing roots in you. I am connecting you to the nutrients of my spirit. I am preparing you for a harvest that will be 1,000 times greater than the seed you lost. Why do you fear the burial? I am the one who planted you. I haven't hidden you to leave you. I have hidden you to grow you. I am serious. The isolation you feel is the protection you need for this stage of your growth. If you sprouted too soon, the wind would blow you over. You need this time in the deep. I am inviting you to let the old you die completely. Let the ego die. Let the need for control die. Let the victim identity die in the dirt. I am promising you that what comes out of this soil will not look like what went in. A seed of grain does not look like the golden field of wheat. You are going to be resurrected with more power, more beauty, and more fruitfulness than you ever thought possible. But you must surrender to the burial. Stop trying to dig yourself out. Stay in the place I have planted you until I say it is time to rise. I am the Lord of the harvest, and I have never missed a season. Your suddenly is growing in the dark. Trust the master gardener. The death of the seed is the birth of the forest. I implore you, do not close your heart to me now, for the seed of your new life is just beginning to stir beneath the soil. It would grieve me to see you walk away before the sprout breaks through, settling for a burial when I have promised you a resurrection. I am watching you with a father's intensity, and it pains me to think you might miss the instructions for your harvest because of a moment's distraction. Your persistence is a testament to your love for me. Do not let the enemy steal your focus when the finish line is in sight. I am commanding you to watch over your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the springs of life. As you walk through this ending, the enemy will try to plant seeds of bitterness in the wounds of your heart. He will whisper that I am being unfair. He will tell you that the people who hurt you are winning. He will try to make you hard so that you can protect yourself. I am serious. Do not listen. If you allow your heart to become hard, you will become a desert where nothing can grow. I am asking you to keep your spirit soft, even when the season is hard. Bless the ending as much as you bless the beginning. Both are gifts from my hand. Refuse to blame me for the door I shut. I shut it because I love you. I am uprooting the roots of resentment toward change. Change is not your enemy. It is my agent of growth. I am asking you to see my hand even in the painful moments. When you were rejected, I was protecting. When you were forgotten, I was setting you apart. I am inviting you to maintain a posture of gratitude even as you exit. Thank me for what you learned. Thank me for the strength you gained. Thank me for the people who stayed and the people who left. Gratitude is the only thing that can keep the soil of your heart fertile during a drought. I am promising you that if you keep your heart soft, I will pour the oil of joy into it. Bitterness is a poison you drink hoping the other person will die, but it only kills your own future. I am serious, let it go. Forgive the people who didn't know how to love you. Forgive the situations that didn't meet your expectations. Most importantly, forgive yourself. I have already cleared your record. Why are you still holding a trial? I am the judge, and I have declared you not guilty. I am the healer, and I am washing your heart with the water of my word. Stay soft, my child. The new season requires a heart that can feel, a heart that can love, and a heart that can receive the massive blessing I am bringing. Do not let the past turn you into stone. You are a child of light. Shine. I am inviting you to tune your ears to a frequency you have never heard before. There is a new sound rising in your life, but you cannot hear it if you are still listening to the echoes of your past arguments, your past failures, or the music of your old season. I am serious. The rhythm of your life is changing. I am shifting the beat. The way you used to pray, the way you used to work, and even the way you used to worship me will no longer suffice for the battles you are about to face. I am calling you to develop spiritual ears that can hear the still small voice in the middle of a hurricane. You have been waiting for a loud explosion, but my most powerful moves often start as a whisper that only the attentive can catch. I am commanding you to quiet the noise of the world around you. Stop letting the opinions of others be the soundtrack of your day. I am the composer of your life. and I am writing a new melody for you, one that is filled with hope, power, and a peace that surpasses all understanding. Do you hear it? It is the sound of hope rising from the ashes of your "it's over" moment. It is the sound of chains hitting the floor. It is the sound of a heart that is finally learning to beat in sync with mine. I am serious. This new sound is your weapon. When the enemy comes against you with the old sounds of fear and doubt, you must drown him out with the frequency of my promises. You are learning a word for a world. I see you trying to find comfort in the songs of yesterday, but those melodies don't fit the landscape of tomorrow. I am stretching your capacity to hear me. I am moving you from the outer courts of noise into the inner sanctuary of silence, because it is in the silence that the new sound is born. I am promising you that as you tune your heart to this different rhythm, you will find a grace for your daily life that you never knew was possible. You won't have to strain to hear me. My voice will become the very air you breathe. I am calling you to be a pioneer of this new sound. While others are stuck in the way it used to be, you will be walking to the beat of the way it's going to be. I am demanding that you stop rehearsing the funeral dirge of your lost opportunities. That song is finished. I have taken the conductor's baton and I am starting a new movement. This part of your life is not a tragedy. It is a symphony of redemption. I am weaving your tears into the harmony. I am using your struggles as the percussion that gives your life its strength. I am serious. Your life is about to sound like victory. But you must let go of the old sheet music. You must trust the composer even when you don't know the notes. Listen to my heartbeat. That is your metronome. That is your steady beat. As long as you stay in rhythm with my love, you will never lose your way. The new sound is here, my child. Can you hear the resonance of my glory in your soul? I am calling you to stand up and exercise the authority I have given you as an heir to my kingdom. It is time for you to stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the one who dictates the atmosphere. I am serious. There is power in your mouth. When I said it is finished on the cross, I gave you the legal right to say it is finished over your bondage, over your depression, and over the season that has tried to keep you small. I am commanding you to use your voice to seal the door behind you. Do not just walk away from the past, lock it. Command the spirit of delay to leave your presence. Rebuking the lingering shadows of your previous chapter is your responsibility. I have given you the keys. Now you must turn them. I am inviting you to walk out of your transition with the dignity of royalty. Stop slouching. Stop looking like you've been defeated. You are not a refugee fleeing a disaster. You are a conqueror moving to higher ground. I am serious. Your ending is not a collapse. It is an exit. Walk through that closing door with your head held high, knowing that I am the one who opened it and I am the one who is shutting it. Exercise dominion over your thoughts. When the enemy tries to drag you back into the what-ifs, use your authority to shut his mouth. You have the mind of Christ. You have the blood of the Lamb. You have the word of your testimony. Use them. I see the way you hesitate, waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay to move on. I am telling you now. I have made the decree. The court of heaven has ruled in your favor. The period of your testing has been legally terminated. I am promising you that as you stand firm in this ending, you will see the power of my hand moving in your next. But I cannot give you authority over the new territory if you will take authority over your exit from the old one. Stop letting the ghosts of your mistakes haunt your hallways. Evict them. You are the master of your house under my headship. I am serious. This transition requires you to grow a backbone of faith. I am demanding that you stop acting like a servant when I have called you a son. Stop asking for permission to be free. I have already set you free. and I'll walk in it. The chains are already broken. Why are you still sitting in the cell? Stand up and walk out. The guards of your past have no power over you unless you believe their lies. I am your king, and I am telling you that you are authorized to succeed. You are authorized to be happy. You are authorized to leave the pain behind. Use your authority today. Speak to the mountains of your past and tell them to be cast into the sea. Seal the victory with your surrender to my power. The door is closed, and you hold the key. My child, I want you to understand that my no is just as holy as my yes. You have been mourning the door I shut, but I am here to tell you that the closed door is one of the greatest acts of protection I have ever shown you. I am serious. There were things behind that door that would have destroyed you. There were people on that path who were wearing masks, and their intentions toward you were not of me. I saw the hidden dangers. I saw the trap that was set for your soul. I saw the way that path would have led you into a desert from which you might never have returned. I closed that door because I love you too much to let you be destroyed by your own desires. I am commanding you to stop trying to pick the lock of the door I have barred. Trust my wisdom over your temporary cravings. You see the immediate gratification, but I see the eternal consequence. I am the God who knows the end from the beginning, and I promise you, the path you wanted was a dead end. I am inviting you to celebrate the walls I have built around you. Those walls are not a prison. They are a fortress. I have hedged you in to keep you safe until you are strong enough for the more I have for you. I am serious. My stop is a sanctuary. When I say no, I am saving your life. When I say wait, I am refining your character. I see you standing at the threshold, peering through the keyhole, wishing things were different. I am asking you to turn around and look at me. I am your destination. I am your safe place. I am promising you that my wisdom exceeds your understanding in ways you cannot yet fathom. One day, you will look back at this closed door and you will fall on your knees in gratitude. You will realize that I saved you from a heartache that would have broken you beyond repair. I am serious. Trust the sanctity of the no. Trust that I am not withholding from you. I am preserving for you. I have something better, something safer, and something that actually belongs to you. I am demanding that you stop viewing me as a barrier to your happiness. I am the source of your happiness. The things you think you want are shadows. I am the substance. The door is closed so that you will stop settling for crumbs and start looking for the feast. I am protecting your destiny from your impulses. I am protecting your future from your past. Rest in the peace of my sovereignty. I have never closed a door that I didn't intend to replace with something magnificent. But you must stop banging on a window and start walking toward the light. I am your shepherd, and I know where the green pastures are. The door is shut for a reason. Trust me. I am calling you to a total renovation of your thought life. You cannot live a great life if you are still thinking small thoughts. I am serious. Your mind hath been programmed by your past seasons, by your failures, and by the voices of people who didn't see my image in you. I am commanding you to begin the process of deprogramming those old habits of thinking. You have been thinking according to a landscape of lack, but I am leading you into a landscape of abundance. You have been thinking like a victim, but I am calling you to think like a victor. I am demanding that you align your thoughts with my high thoughts. Stop looking at your limitations and start looking at my limitless power. I am inviting you to stretch your capacity for the more. You have been praying for a cupful when I want to give you an ocean. You have been asking for a tiny corner when I want to give you a territory. I am serious. Break the smallness mindset today. It is a stronghold that the enemy has built to keep you from stepping into your calling. I am commanding you to visualize the victory I have already won for you. See yourself whole. See yourself influential. See yourself walking in the favor that I have placed upon your life. I am promising you that as you renew your mind, your reality will begin to shift to match it. Your life follows your thoughts. If you think you are stubborn, you will stay stubborn. If you think I am moving, you will see me move. I see the way you let fear dictate your decisions. I see the way you play it safe because you're afraid of failing again. I am here to tell you that in my kingdom, there is no such thing as failure for my children. There is only growth and glory. I am serious. Change the way you talk to yourself. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop saying it's too late. I am the God of the second, third, and fourth chance. I am the God who makes all things new. I am inviting you into a mental discipline where you take every thought captive. If a thought doesn't sound like me, don't let it stay in your house. If a thought tells you that you are alone, or that you are not enough, cast it out. I am demanding that you start thinking according to the new landscape. The old rules don't apply here. In this new season, grace is your currency. Favor is your shield. I am serious. Your mindset is the container for my blessing. If you have a small mindset, I can only pour in a small amount. But if you expand your mind, if you believe for the impossible, I will fill you until you overflow. I am the master architect, and I am giving you the blueprints for a great life. But you have to be willing to tear down the old shacks of your doubt. Build something big with me. Think according to my greatness. I am your God, and I have never known a limit. Why should you? Now that I have begun to renovate your mind for greatness, I am calling you to act with the boldness of a kingdom heir who knows that my resources are infinite. You have shed the smallness of your past, and I am serious when I say that I am looking for partners who will help me carry this frequency of transformation to the ends of the earth. By joining our membership or giving today, you are fueling the chariot of my word, allowing it to thunder into the lives of those who are currently drowning in the same it's over despair I just pulled you from. I am the God who provides the manna, but I use your willing hands to distribute it to the hungry. Your support is a prophetic declaration that you trust my economy more than your own circumstances. I promise to shield your finances and rebuke the devourer for your sake because you have prioritized my house. Act with authority today. Follow the link in the description and become a pillar of this work. We are so close to the final release of my favor, and my spirit is heavy with the weight of the blessings I am still waiting to describe to you. To stop now would be a tragedy of missed destiny, leaving my heart longing to finish the work I started in you today. I am demanding your presence, because I love you too much to let you walk away with a half-finished armor. Do not disappoint the grace that has carried you this far. Stay with me until the very last word is sealed, for your full victory depends on your full attention. My child, do not be afraid of the knife in my hand. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. I am serious. When I cut back the branches in your life, even the ones that have borne fruit, I am doing it with surgical precision. I am not trying to hurt you. I am trying to help you. Pruning is the only way to ensure that your energy is not wasted on the good so that you can produce the best. I am removing the dead weight, the suckers that drain your vitality, and the overgrown parts of your ego that are blocking the sun. I am serious. The direct correlation between your current loss and your future growth is absolute. The deeper the cut, the greater the harvest. I am commanding you to trust the divine scalpel. I know where the cancer of pride is hiding. I know where the rot of complacency has started to set in. I am removing the safety nets that have become idols. I am cutting away the relationships that were choking your growth. I am stripping you down to the core so that when you grow back stronger, healthier, and more beautiful than ever before. I am inviting you to embrace the nakedness of this season. Do not try to cover up the cuts with your own efforts. Let the air of my spirit heal the wounds. I am promising you that I am preparing you for a double portion. You think you are being diminished, but you are actually being concentrated. I see the way you wince when I touch certain areas of your life. I know it's painful to let go of things you worked hard to build. But if those things are not part of my plan for your next, they are only a hindrance. I am serious. I am committed to your ultimate potential, even when you are not. I would rather you be hurt by the truth than comforted by a lie. I am pruning you for impact. I am pruning you for longevity. I am pruning you so that you can handle the weight of the glory I am about to pour out. I am inviting you to stay soft under the blade. Do not resist the gardener. The more you fight, the more it hurts. Surrender to the process. I am demanding that you stop comparing your winter to someone else's summer. They are being pruned too in ways you cannot see. Your winter is not a sign of death. It is a sign of preparation. The sap is moving into the roots. The strength is being gathered. I am serious. When the spring comes, and it is coming, the world will be amazed at the fruit you will bear. You will be a tree of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of my splendor. But first, you must endure the pruning. You must let me take away what is no longer needed. Trust my hand. I have never made a mistake with the shears. I love you too much to let you be less than what I created you to be. Stay still. Let me finish the work. I want you to feel my breath upon your face right now. I am not just a God of the past or a God of the distant future. I am the God of your right now. I am the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, and I am stepping into this transition with you to play a role that only I can play. I am serious when I say that you do not have to walk through the wreckage of your old season alone. I am here to mend the heart while I move the feet. You feel as though you are falling apart, but I am the glue that holds your spirit together. I am wrapping you in a blanket of my grace that is so thick and so warm that the cold winds of change will not be able to pierce through to your soul. Receive the oil of joy for your mourning today. I know you have been wearing the heavy garment of grief, but I am asking you to trade it for a robe of praise. I am the internal peace that surpasses all understanding, the kind of peace that makes you smile even when you don't have an answer to the questions people are asking you. I am the sweet fellowship that meets you in the middle of your suffering. I am serious. This transition is not just a period of loss. It is an invitation to a deeper intimacy with me. When the world is loud and full of people, you often forget to listen for my whisper. But now, in the quietness of this ending, my voice is the only one left. Can you hear how much I love you? Can you feel the tenderness in my touch as I wipe away the tears you thought nobody saw? I am commanding you to let the Comforter do his work. Stop trying to fix your own emotions. Stop telling yourself that you shouldn't feel the way you feel. I am a father who is moved by your pain, and I am not asking you to be a statue. I am asking you to be a child. Let me hold you. Let me whisper the truths of my kingdom into your ear until the lies of the enemy fade away. I am promising you that this consolation is not temporary. It is the fuel you need for the miles ahead. I am giving you a peace that is not dependent on your circumstances. Whether the door is open or shut, whether the path is clear or foggy, my peace is your constant companion. I see the exhaustion in your spirit, the way you've been trying to hold up the world on your own shoulders. I am serious. Let it drop. I am the one who sustains the universe. I can certainly sustain you. I am inviting you to rest in the middle of the storm. Do you remember how I slept on the boat while the waves were crashing? I want you to have that same rest. The ending you are facing is not a surprise to me. I am already standing on the other side of it, and I am telling you that everything is going to be all right. I am your consolation. I am your peace. I am your God. Breathe in my spirit and let the tension leave your body. You are safe. You are loved. You are mine. My child, look at the world around you. Everything is in flux. People come and go, seasons change, jobs disappear, and even your own feelings shift like the wind. But I want you to look at me. I am the Lord, and I do not change. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I am the only constant in your changing life. I am serious. If you build your house on the shifting sands of your circumstances, you will always be anxious. But if you build your house on the rock of my character, you will be unshakable. I am calling you to find your stability in my eternal promises. When everything else says was, I am still the I am. I am commanding you to anchor your soul within the veil. Do not let the turbulence of this transition pull you off course. I am the anchor that holds in the storm. I am serious. My character is your foundation. I am faithful when you are faithless. I am strong when you are weak. I am light when everything is dark. I am inviting you to stop looking for security in things that can be taken away from you. Your security is not in your bank account, your marriage, or your health. Your security is in the fact that I have called you by name, and you are mine. I am promising you that my love for you is the only thing in this world that is guaranteed never to change. I see the way you panic when things don't go according to plan. You feel like the floor is falling out from under you. But I am the floor, and I am the ceiling, and I am the walls. I have surrounded you with my presence. I am serious. Resting in my immutability is the secret to true power. When you know that I am the same God who parted the Red Sea, the same God who raised Lazarus, and the same God who walked with you through your childhood, you realize that this current transition is nothing for me to handle. I have done it before, and I will do it again. I am not learning on the job. I am not surprised by your problems. I have already provided the solution. I am demanding that you stop measuring my love by your current situation. Just because a season is ending doesn't mean my favor has left you. My favor is not a feeling. It is a covenant. I have sworn by myself that I will never leave you nor forsake you. I am serious. This is the bedrock of your life. When the wind howls and the earth shakes, you can stand firm because you know who I am. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. Everything else is a temporary shadow, but I am the eternal substance. Build your life on me. Trust in my unchanging nature. I am the rock of ages, and I am holding you steady through every change. I am calling you to attention, for I am about to release your fresh orders from the throne. You have spent enough time mourning the old assignment. It is time to receive the new one. I am serious. Every experience you have had in the past, including the pain of this current ending, has been a training ground for what I am about to ask you to do. I am not wasting a single tear. I am not wasting a single lesson. I am giving you a specific mandate for your next chapter, and it requires a higher level of responsibility and a deeper level of commitment. I am inviting you to step into the shoes of the person I have been preparing you to be. I am commanding you to receive the empowerment of the Holy Spirit for the new work. You cannot do what I am calling you to do in your own strength. If you try, you will burn out in a week. But if you walk in my power, you will soar on wings like eagles. I am serious. I am clarifying your purpose in the light of this end. The reason the old door shut is because it was too small for the mandate I am giving you now. I am expanding your territory, but I am also expanding your heart. I am calling you to lead where you used to follow. I am calling you to speak where you used to be silent. I am calling you to build where you used to just inhabit. I see the way you doubt your qualifications. You think I've made a mistake because you still feel the sting of your past failures. I don't call the guava and the guava the con. I am the one who has anointed you. I am the one who has appointed you. I am serious. Your past is your pedigree. The very things the enemy tried to use to destroy you are the tools I am going to use to help you save others. I am inviting you to accept this new level of authority. Do not shrink back. Do not play small. The world needs the version of you that is currently being born in the fire. I am promising you that as you step out in obedience, I will provide everything you need. I am demanding that you focus your energy on the mission ahead. Stop looking at the "it's over" and start looking at the "it's time." I am serious. You have a mandate to bring light to the dark places, to bring hope to the hopeless, and to bring my kingdom to earth. This is not a hobby, it is your life's work. I am giving you the wisdom to navigate the new landscape. I am giving you the favor to open the new doors. I am giving you the strength to overcome the new giants. But you must say yes without reservation. I am your commander-in-chief, and I am telling you, the field is ready. The harvest is waiting. Step into your mandate. This is your day. My child, we have come to the end of our talk, but we are only at the beginning of our walk. I have one final word on the matter of your past. It is done. I have sealed the door. I have washed the slate. I have buried the old man. I am serious. You are allowed to be happy now. You are allowed to be free. I am commanding you to leave the baggage at the threshold. Do not carry a single piece of regret, a single ounce of shame, or a single shadow of doubt across the line into your new day. I am inviting you to walk into the sunrise of my favor with your arms wide open and your heart full of expectation. Behold, I make all things new. I am not just repairing your life. I am reimagining it. I am promising you that the joy that awaits you on the other side of this transition is so great that it will make the pain of the ending seem like a distant memory. I am serious. I have saved the best for last. You are walking into a season of fruitfulness, a season of peace, and a season of unprecedented intimacy with me. I am placing my Father's blessing over your first step. I am proud of you, my child. I have watched you wrestle, I have watched you surrender, and I have watched you grow. You are ready. I see the light in your eyes starting to return. I see the strength in your legs. I am serious. Don't look back. There is nothing for you there. The fire has consumed the old, and the rain is watering the new. I am inviting you to dance in the rain. I am inviting you to laugh in the face of the enemy. I am inviting you to live the life I died to give you. I am promising you that I will be with you every second of every day. I am the wind at your back and the light on your path. I am your God, and I am head over heels in love with you. I am demanding that you take this first step with boldness. Do not tiptoe into your future. March into it. You are a child of the King, and the world is your inheritance. I am serious. It is finished, and it is beginning. The old is gone, the new is here, and I am right beside you. Welcome to your new life. Welcome to my glory. Welcome home. Enter into my rest, and then rise up to my call. I love you, my precious one, always and forever. It is done. Amen. As you step through the threshold into the sunrise of all things new, remember that I have blessed you so that you may be a conduit of my blessing to the world. The chapter of your morning is officially closed. and I am inviting you to mark this new beginning by sowing a thank offering into this ministry through Super Thanks or PayPal. I am the God of the suddenly, and as you invest in the spreading of my truth, you are creating a ripple effect of grace that will touch souls you may never meet until eternity. This is not a casual request. It is a prophetic invitation to align your treasure with the heart of your Father. I release the oil of favor upon your hands and declare that your generosity will be a sweet-smelling aroma that triggers a harvest of multiplication in your own life. You have seen my power to end the old. Now exercise your power to build the new. Go now. Use the link provided and seal this transition with a gift that honors my name. My child, I have spoken, and now the heavens are waiting for your response to seal this divine transaction. I am serious when I say that your old life is being left in the dust of yesterday. Do not let this moment pass without anchoring your soul to the new territory I have given you. I am inviting you to make a bold, prophetic decree right now to signal to the enemy and the atmosphere that you have truly let go. I am commanding you to move your hands and declare your freedom by typing the words "It is finished." My NEW begins in the comments below. Let this act be the physical bridge between your surrender and your breakthrough, proving that you trust my heart and are ready to walk into the sunrise of my glory. This is your moment of transformation. Claim it with your voice and believe it with your life. Amen.